Drop it. I don't want to talk about it.
Drop it, hell? I want to hear about this, homie.
I said forget about it, cuz.
I love you, man. Fuck you, Marcus. I do. Cool. You be my party. Shut up, man.
This bitch-ass white boy.
Oh, most definitely.
You're gonna tell me that I'm wrong? Am I wrong?
No.
Fucking pay me! Just take notes.
New Rick Ross album out, but this one Rather You Than Me. Hey, Damson. Denzel talking about you, Brody. He's talking about you. This song called Idols Become Rivals. He know you out there. He know you exist. He can fool them. He can fool the people that are not paying attention. He know who you are.
No, I don't think he knows him at all. That's why he reacted that way. Because again, Denzel's not on Twitter.
It don't matter. He know who he is, bro.
But this, I mean, no offense to him and to the show, that's a Twitter show. Like, that's a show that blows up Twitter. That show doesn't do anything really in the ratings or, gets any awards recognition. And that could be because the Emmys, don't reward anything black, really. Or anything that's kind of like popular in a, in an underground way. But I mean, again, this guy had a Netflix movie with Anthony Mackie, I think earlier this year. No one talked about that shit.
He knows about that movie. I know Denzel's one of those aliens where they just pay attention to their craft and they don't know what's going on. He knows who the fuck Damson is.
I don't know. I don't think so, because when Denzel was on Bill Simmons, like, was it 3 years ago? Bill Simmons tried to ask him, like, stuff about his career, and Denzel was almost like, I don't care about, like, going back and looking at what I've done in a way. In certain, like, when he asked him stuff, unless it was like, yeah, I actually scored 4 points on Ray Allen, and then Ray Allen kicked my ass. But yeah, I don't think Denzel cares. I mean, so the clip last week is that Damson Idris of Snowfall fame, does like the whole ain't no one acting like me on TV. No. Mm-hmm. He did like a Denzel impression. It was pretty good, and Denzel Idris is a good actor, but I think people think he's a great actor because one scene in particular, it's the thing where like people said, oh, Tobey Maguire is such a great actor. Brother's just like, if you can freak out or act loud, you are credited as being a good actor because you have to show emotion. And, it's the Ric Flair thing. Like I think some people would say like, is Ric Flair only good promo because he freaks the fuck out?
Look behind.
Or I know.
Yeah.
Or again, in kind of real actors will say subtlety is what, determines a great actor. The quiet moments, what you don't say, movement of your eyes or a body part, shit like that. As much as like Al Pacino probably enjoys going, ooh, ah, and, instead of a woman, he probably wish he would have gotten rewarded for Godfather 2 when he's just standing in that doorway as, Kate's dropping off the kids and he just is like, kiss my son on the forehead, then I kiss your ass goodbye type of vibe.
So let's use the example. Silence of the Lamb. Extremely subtle. Hello, Clarice.
Yeah. And again, what's he doing in that scene? He eviscerates her and her accent. And that was the thing that, like, behind the scenes, Jodie Foster got shook because Anthony Hopkins was like, did he have a farm or something like that with your daddy? Or like he does that, because she's like, Mr. Lecter.
That horrible Southern accent.
The lambs, Clarice, the lambs. But this is Banks versus Davis, just so everyone know.
They should know.
They should know.
That's Davis on my on my goddamn right. Yeah, on my right. With the
On your
polo shirt.
left, on your visual wise on your right.
On my left.
Yeah.
Yeah, we doing just like that.
But that Denzel clip came out today because he's promoting that A Journal for Jordan movie, which Michael B. Jordan stars in. I sent that to you. Like Denzel directed a whole movie where it's just designed to make people cry.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know,
It might be tough for him being a coach too. Like if he your coach, bruh.
Oh, you think Michael B. Jordan? He's like, you gotta act better. Like,
yep. Oh no, with him, he probably had to do 20 takes.
Oh yeah,
right?
he put him through the paces. Yeah. No.
Okay, you can either do this film or not do this film.
Run it again. Run it again.
You can either do the record or not do the record.
I think that's why Michael B. Jordan took this role, because it's a movie that I think it's based on a true story. The woman, who's the wrote the story, then it's based about her life and her husband tragically passing away, and her giving their son the letters that he wrote while I think he was at war.
Yeah.
But it's a sappy, holiday, make you cry movie. I don't shame Denzel or Michael B. Jordan for making this movie, because sometimes movies like this gotta be made.
So you gonna watch it? That's what you're saying.
Should we watch?
A watch along?
No.
We can have Vaughn on there for that, bro.
My other father just posted a picture of him and his son, his actual son, and I almost cried looking at that picture. So if I had to watch this fictional movie, I would probably.
Wait, you said your actual father?
I said my other father posted a picture of him and his actual son.
Let me see. Well, you are his actual son. You just don't have a 10.
I mean, him and I we do have it's like how they say JC and Troy Aikman look alike.
Which is still weird because it's very on par to what they look like. Let me see. He's no selling all my text messages as well.
Oh yeah, well he told me to tell you to not leave him voicemails. That's not what it's for.
Yes, it is. It's a voicemail.
No, he said that's not what the machine's for. No.
Yes,
he says if it goes to voicemail, that's why I'm not answering.
No. But you gotta leave a voicemail so you can get the message.
No. Because he's saying if he's letting it ring, he don't want to take the call. Is what he's saying.
Yeah, exactly. So you hear the voicemail. That's
he
the
doesn't want to hear the
call.
voice message because there's a reason. Like it's probably not even like you gotta text me the shit. It's like I ain't got time.
I know he on his 5th job, but still.
But
I don't see nothing.
Here, I'll just text it to you that way you can see it.
No, because you want me to cry. I want to be in a holiday movie, Denzel. I could have played that role. You don't think I could have played that role?
I don't think so.
Why not?
So, because kind of the whole point is like Michael B. Jordan's the ultimate fantasy guy.
And no, I'm not. I can act. I can do things.
I'm smart.
Not like Michael B.
But yeah.
But I can act.
But no, I was saying like Denzel's, he's cutting this promo at the premiere of this movie, and he looks, I think Denzel's been drinking lately. He's kind of got that Michael Jordan look to him,
Bro.
That Chris Jericho and AEW look.
Let's see, because you said that, and I looked at the video, but for the audience, I'll just pull it up. You got to remember too. What's his age? He about to be 65 at the end of this month.
Let's see.
Or he is 65.
I'm not saying it in a negative way. I'm just saying like this was the first time I'm like, wow, Denzel Washington looks old.
Yeah.
Whereas I never thought
67.
That
He'll be 67 December 28th.
Yeah.
Them days of like, what was he like, the world's sexiest man in Hollywood?
Sexiest man alive. Well, I mean, Paul Rudd became sexiest man alive at, I think, 50, something like that. That's Paul Rudd.
Let's see.
And again, Paul Rudd never ages. That's the thing. That's why he won.
When you gonna be on there?
Paul Rudd's 52. Damn. When am I gonna be people's sexiest man alive? Never.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know what you're saying. No, I mean Denzel just looked like he been drinking. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Like it looked like he gained a lot of weight. I know that.
Yeah, from drinking.
Yeah, I think he's drinking. Bro.
Thinking he has that Michael Jordan look where like this, the forehead's a little sweaty.
Okay, what you mean.
His face looks a little full.
He got a little S curl going on.
I think that's why he was acting the way.
Okay, I
like,
know what you're talking about now.
Damson, who? Like Michael B. Jordan be like, so what do you think of Frank Kaminsky? Frank who? Who do we draft?
Who? And also too, it's because he was like, all right. It's the look, like the far away look. It's the S curl look like it's sweating. That might be his natural hair. Yeah, bro. Hey man, he might be living his character from Flight.
Well, so yeah, I mean,
drunk
he's not doing as much. I never saw
Drunk
Flight.
yesterday. Oh no, that movie is fire. John Goodman was his dealer.
Yeah, I know that. And again, it's a Robert Zemeckis movie. I mean, Back to the Future. But Robert Zemeckis, he's more or less become like the less. I mean, he kind of already was the lesser Spielberg because he was like Spielberg's protege.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's just like every movie he makes tanks pretty much. He had the Walk movie where Joseph Gordon-Levitt walked across the Twin Towers. He did the Welcome to Marvin. Yeah.
What's the name?
That was like
movie so I can look this up.
The Walk. It was based on a documentary, Man on a Wire. It's a true story about a guy who did that, or attempted to do it. It was like
I think I heard about that.
2016, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Welcome to Marvin, which was also a documentary. That's the movie where Steve Carell plays a live action guy and then plays like the dolls he photographs in like the animated version of his. It was a weird thing. It was based on a true story. But it was Zemeckis' whole thing about combining animation and live action.
Okay, I see it right now. The ratings ain't that good though.
Yeah, no, he's a guy who over the years is just he's almost on the M. Night Shyamalan type of term, but he hasn't had the comeback in terms of Split.
Okay, I remember hearing about these movies. All right, I never seen What Lies Beneath. Is that his?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, it's him. What Harrison Ford? Yeah.
Really? I didn't know
Michelle Pfeiffer is a couple who lived in a haunted house.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Pfeiffer.
You know that? Well, that's from the Key and Peele. Michelle. You know who was gonna like the Catwoman? Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yo, low key, that could trigger you. PF. Yeah. Pfeiffer.
Do you know that Don Henley wrote a song about Michelle Pfeiffer? He wrote the "This is the last lonely evening that you'll have tonight."
Don Henley?
It was Don Henley of the Eagles, yeah. When he was a solo artist, he wrote a song about Michelle Pfeiffer basically giving him the stiff arm.
Oh, I thought you were about to say something else.
No, she had just divorced her husband.
Was Michelle Pfeiffer really the inspiration for Don Henley's The Last Worthless?
Yeah, Last Worthless. But like he saw her on a couch. She was sitting next to Jack Nicholson, and Don Henley went up and he was like, he saw that she was smoking a cigarette. He's like, "Can I get one of those?" And she just gave him one, and like that was and like turned away. And then Jack Nicholson was like, "Nice try, Don." So then Don Henley went home and like, "What do you want to fucking do? I'm gonna fucking write a song."
Bro, you should have got at him like, "Oh, you cock blocking for sure."
No, it wasn't even that because Jack Nicholson probably was already married or dating Lara Flynn Boyle or something like that. It
don't matter. Them Hollywood motherfuckers be fucking each other.
Oh, that too. But no, it was definitely like, and Jack Nicholson just like there with his glasses, like, "All right, yeah."
Like, bro, nice. Like, man, the fuck?
Nice. Because she legit gave him the cold shoulder, just like. Again, this was the guy who was the drummer for the fucking Eagles and like wrote all the songs, and she's just like. Then it made me think like, because then she went on
the front man.
No, she went on to marry David E. Kelly, who wrote like all the fucking law TV shows for the next 25 years. Who wrote Boston Legal, The Practice, Big Little Lies.
So what I'm getting from this is, unless you went in the same business, she ain't fucking with you.
Or just she was like, maybe it's a thing where like, all right, so because that crazy ass Taylor Swift had to like write a song about Jake Gyllenhaal again, apparently, and then had to make a whole music video where Dylan O'Brien of Teen Wolf fame plays like Jake Gyllenhaal.
Wait, he was fucking with her?
Yeah, my guy Jake Gyllenhaal. He went from Kirsten Dunst to Reese Witherspoon to Taylor Swift. I'm just like, why?
Oh, he got a certain taste.
Yeah, bad taste.
He like
is what it is.
retro looking white women.
Reese Witherspoon in Legally Blonde, that's acceptable. But
Yeah, he like retro looking white women. Like,
but then no. So I haven't heard like the song she wrote or even seen the video. I just kept seeing it on Twitter. Like, this is about Jake Gyllenhaal. Like 10 years later, it's just like, leave the man alone. This man already had a tough career because he made Prince of Persia, and everyone's like, well, you ain't Persian, and this movie sucks. So he had to go and like do all these strange roles to prove that he can act. And just now try to get back in the Hollywood game with Spider-Man, Far From Home, and Ambulance. That's how it's got to be pronounced, as Ambulance,
which is dropping in March. Okay, he only 8
February,
years older.
Remember February, because it's the same time as Uncharted. But
okay, he only 9 years older than her. Okay,
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, his birthday is around the same time. I'm looking it up right now. So.
But it made me think, because it's always like, if you dated, would you date a singer, or would that scare you away knowing that they could potentially write a song about
I'll date
anything
whoever.
you've ever done?
As long as you got some common fucking sense. I don't give a goddamn if you work at Arby's, you got OnlyFans, as long as you got some common sense, I'll date you. I don't give a fuck. I'm not picky like you, Davis.
No, I was hoping to ask the guest we had planned for today that to see. I wanted to know what his reaction would have been. I think he's probably the same as you. Where like it wouldn't matter.
I don't give a fuck where a female, as long as you got a job. Like I said, you can have OnlyFans.
Well, I mean, that was the original way, like airing someone out or like throwing subs more than anything was songs. Again, like Carly Simon wrote "You're So Vain" about Warren Beatty, but she never really addressed it as Warren Beatty.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone kind of figure out like, well, this guy fucks everyone in Hollywood, so. Of course, that has to be about Warren Beatty.
Wait, so Dick Tracy was doing dick around?
To every actress, basically, yeah. No, he was like first, like he was. No, he was legendary in terms of like that one. I fucked with her and her and her. That was him. Like every era until he got married, essentially. But
isn't that how it's supposed to be?
Pretty much. Again, and if you're like, you know, the guy who wins an Oscar for directing yourself, then yeah, exactly. Of course. I mean, that's what, you know. Ben Affleck wasn't married with Jennifer Gardner when when Argo, he would have done the same thing. But again, this was the guy who already dated. He had already dated Gwyneth Paltrow, J-Lo, Jennifer Garner. So that's
another one. Gwyneth Paltrow, like people were like, "Oh, she weird."
Yeah, don't get me started about Gwyneth Paltrow. She's a psychopath.
That's what I'm saying. Dudes be dating her, like, I made a mistake.
Chris Martin of Coldplay was married to her.
I know. Then he said, "Let me get away. I can't have two whack things going on in my life: music and her."
And then he got with Dakota Johnson, Don Johnson's daughter.
That's funny. I wonder how that works out. Who was your dad? Don Johnson.
Well, I mean, she's an actress because she was in the 50 Shades of Grey movies.
Yeah, but you got to think, he probably watched Miami Vice as a shorty.
No, I guarantee Chris Martin doesn't watch any TV.
Well, he's from LA, so probably not.
No, he's from England.
Oh, yeah, my fault.
Coldplay's
what am I thinking about? I'm thinking about what's Buddy at? I don't want to know. No.
Oh, Adam Levine of Maroon 5.
Yeah, I don't know why I think about Adam. They look the same to me, I swear.
No, they don't. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because if you look, again, Chris Martin was a guy who, once he got famous, he used all the money to completely do like a face off of himself. Like he fixed his teeth. He got a complete new face.
Oh, he about to
everything.
Just like me.
I would do the same thing.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, right here, pal. Right here. I'm about to do the same exact. I'm looking right now to see if you're right, which more than likely you are. Well, he got kids with Gwyneth Paltrow?
Yeah, because this is another psychopath example. Like she named their kid Apple.
Apple, yeah.
Apple.
Hey,
and don't forget, she did the
whole
whole thing where like she and Jay-Z are friends, and she's like, yeah, I rap N-words in Paris and stuff like that. And it's just like,
and openly said it. I remember that interview.
And then she like, because I watched like the first 2 seasons of Glee, I think. And she was on there singing "Fuck You" by CeeLo Green, and then she performed it with him on SNL, I believe, SNL or the Grammys, and it was just like, And not to mention, she literally had to be like in Iron Man, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, and then certain scenes of the Avengers movies, which is just like, oh, this woman, I can't turn away.
Don't she be selling pussy candles?
Pussy candles. Again, she left a guy, again, a singer, for a guy who produces TV shows. She's married to Ryan Murphy's producing partner.
I see it right now. Brad
Fulcher. Yeah, and he produced like all the American Crime Stories, all that. Like,
she from LA. I want to know what part. It's got to be the Valley.
Well, don't forget her dad. Her dad was a famous guy, and her dad was like a famous writer or creator of TV shows. Bruce Paltrow, and then her mom is the mom from Meet the Fockers, Meet the Parents.
Okay, so she might be from Beverly Hills.
And then her brother is also like a director, but not as well known.
Damn, I just looked up her mom. She look exactly like her mom's.
Yeah.
God bless.
But no, like, I mean, even Alanis Morissette, she wrote You Ought to Know about apparently Dave Coulier of Full House. And that's when she says, like, a woman who would go down on you in a theater.
She got a hell of a resume.
What, Paltrow?
Yeah, they really
no. That's
her.
No, that's the thing. It's like she made a shit ton of movies for like 5-6 straight years, and like won an Oscar. It was in an Oscar-winning movie.
I'm looking at it right now.
Shakespeare in Love. I told you that's the only way I say that movie's title is because she says, "What you doing, girl? Oh, I'm watching Shakespeare in Love." When she's filming it, I got you on camera. Candid camera.
Hey man, Regina Hall still a hashtag great woman. Yeah, Shakespeare in Love, best actress.
Yeah, best actress in that movie won Best Picture over Saving Private Ryan.
And she got a resume. Yo, wasn't she considered like the world's most beautiful woman at one point or some shit like that?
Possibly, because Hollywood always likes to do shit like that. Meanwhile, Salma Hayek's been looking fine for as long as I've been alive.
Bro, Ben Affleck be putting himself in situations he doesn't need to be in when it comes to women.
That's why I feel for Ben Affleck, because he's just like me. I can't win, but when I win, it doesn't last.
Like, yo, this son is a hopeless romantic. He keep going through shit. He put himself through this shit, bro. But I just see the women he done dated. God damn. And then he be like, I'm in too deep. Let me stay here. No, bro, you can just leave.
Too deep, and I'm trying to get.
Bro, you can just leave, son. You ain't got to do this. Like, you went back to J-Lo. Damn.
Again, because I think that was real true love for him. Again, they were engaged, and then they really had to end because the movie tanked, and he couldn't make a fucking movie to save his life that made money. So he was just like, I'm cursed, and then we're cursed.
Yo, you can't be the most talented person in your relationship. It's got to be equal.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to in Hollywood. Oh no, that's what I was saying the reverse. If you are, then the marriage isn't going to work. But again, it can never be equal in a Hollywood relationship
at all. Apparently,
unless,
I'm like, bruh.
Unless the person's a writer or a director. If you're an actor or actress, like, the person has to be a completely different. They can't be an actor as well.
Because I'm really thinking, besides dancing, what is J-Lo actually good at besides finessing the bag?
Well, that's what I mean. If you really go there, it's just look at her. Not in the Vince McMahon sense, like, oh,
look at her back.
But it is in that way because it's all appeal. It's like it's the Donald Glover thing. You're not great at anything, but you're good at everything.
She's not even good. She great at dancing. That's it.
She's an okay actress.
No, she. Name me your favorite movie. You better not say
she's in. No. Well, I haven't. I mean, I've only probably seen Made in Manhattan. I've seen
enough.
I haven't seen enough. I won't watch enough. You are a sick asshole for that.
That's the real Rocky movie.
Damn it. Nope. Let's steer back. Let's steer right.
I still gotta watch that Halle Berry.
Oh, she's good at Out of Sight. Yeah. Again, that's because Soderbergh knows how to get.
Davis, that's how you feel.
That's because Soderbergh can get the best out of mid actors. Again, Channing Tatum and Magic Mike. Soderbergh's just like, you don't gotta say much. Just listen
Look.
to what I tell you.
And look a certain way.
But Channing Tatum can do that, like, I'm sad acting, but sometimes it can be perceived as like him trying too hard. But Soderbergh was just like, no, it'll work if in this situation, but you can't just do it where like no one can believe you in certain scenarios, but people would believe you're a sad boy dancer.
Well, I need to do that shit so I get Zoe Kravitz as well. I'm sad as a motherfucker, girl. I cry on cue for Zoe Kravitz. The fuck y'all talking about?
So, I mean, that Batman movie.
Which one? The one coming out?
Yeah.
Movie of the year? Okay,
We'll
bet.
see.
What you want to
see.
say?
We'll see. I mean, there's
Nah,
some
it's
other
movie of
movies
the
that there are some other movies that are coming out. A sequel to Sonic. I didn't watch the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Did you?
Yeah, I cried.
Of course, you would cry.
For real, like 5 minutes in. So I ain't gonna lie to y'all, audience. I started crying ASAP, bro. As soon as 5 minutes in, I can't even watch it.
Why? What happens in the first 5 minutes?
His mom, like she
Oh,
tells him, yeah, it's one of those things.
He has
Like,
an
and
origin
he
story, like from like he has like the Man of Steel, Star Trek 2009 origin story.
Yeah, like you know, what I mean,
No,
the
not in
village gets
fucking
attacked.
Sonic.
Bro, the village gets attacked, and then his mom
No.
like, you got to go be the best. And then you see throughout the movie, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't got no friend. Not like I've been through that, but it's like I ain't got no friends and shit like this. So I'm like, man, but Sonic been a part of my childhood. Like, dog, I grew up a Sonic fan, like the
Yeah.
video game. So then now hearing that origin, like I used to watch the cartoon when Jaleel White used to do the voice.
Oh, not the one they did like in kind of Meyer the 2000s, where it's gotta go faster, faster.
I did like that one, but that's hilarious. You said
I only
Jaleel
remember
era.
watching the pilot for that show. I didn't watch like any other episodes except the pilot. When I was trying to watch Ultimate Muscle, but I could never catch Ultimate Muscle.
You couldn't get onto that?
No, I could never like watch, like it would never come on.
You know why? Because they kept switching out the slots. So like Saturday would come out like after all the cartoons.
You know,
sometimes it'd be like 6 a.m.
That's the thing. I was thinking about this last week. I was going to ask you like what was kind of your routine on like a Saturday morning and afternoon, because like as like a 6 to like 13-year-old, we're like, oh, fucking Yu-Gi-Oh comes on at 11, and after that it's fucking this. I said this before. There's nothing I'd hate more than a Yu-Gi-Oh episode that didn't have any dueling. It was just all exposition, and I would just be like, I waited all week.
So welcome to Dragon Ball Z and standpoint. That's exactly how it was for me as a Dragon Ball Z guy. Because we
That's
get
more
filler
after
after
school, right?
filler.
Because that Dragon Ball Z
yeah.
was daily. Now
On Toonami. Yeah, but
Yeah.
still, it's so many. They had to. If you did that,
well,
bro,
you're
that
waiting.
show
Yeah,
still
you're
be on.
like you're like sitting at this like it's 3-4 like Dragon Ball.
Oh, nah, but then
You're
around that
running
time, we
home
got the
like
VCR.
Sonic.
That or no, we got the VCR joint, so it'd be like, all right, I'm about to just record it. Unless my grandmother stopped it and put her goddamn Oprah on. I'm like,
Imagine
this
if
bitch on
it's
TV.
previously on Dragon Ball. Welcome to Oprah. Like, no.
Bro, on everything I love, that happened to me one time. I was like, I think I said, why this bitch on the TV screen? She slapped the shit out of me.
She said redacted.
Right. No, she didn't even say my
What
name.
what did I tell you about cussing?
No, when she's not fired out of me, she used to not even say my name.
Oh,
It
did
used
you
to come out
listen
of
to-
nowhere.
Did you listen to BRP yet?
Of course.
Okay, so you heard Fam say like he would
But all
he would get beat for no reasons for some reason, by surprise.
Bro, and then he said,
That's
he
what I'm
was
talking about
this
when you heard
with all the clothes on.
Mass spit his drink and then I laugh a weird fucking
Yeah.
cackle. Because Fam said like it was legit would come out of nowhere. I'm just like,
This is the part
imagine.
that had me in tears when he said he was like this with the sweater on.
And she said, "Nope,
Take
you
it
can fool
off.
them."
You can fool the people that are not paying. Bruh, for real. Good ass whoopings. It's no way. It's no defense for it, bruh. It's like getting hit by Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
Like, you gotta just take it. Every ass whooping I got, I've tried to do something like Fam tried to do. I've tried to do other. Nah, it's like, bruh. Sometimes my grandma would be like, lay on the bed. I'm like, what type of shit is this? Is this roots?
But no, I mean, back to the child thing. Yeah, it's like I'd wake up early. I'd probably play my action figures, especially if it was a show that I didn't like or care about on. Like, all right, Jackie Chan will be like, Jackie Chan coming up next. I'd be like, ooh, or like Mucha Lucha.
That shit was fire with the little
Yeah.
roach.
Yeah, Ricochet, the original Ricochet.
Yeah.
The Flea.
The Flea.
That-
Yeah, I remember.
What else was around that? I mean, like, see, like for Scooby Doo, I really didn't care much about like what's new Scooby Doo. But that era, like WB Kids, and then like what was it, Fox 4 Kids.
Now, have you ever seen? Well, they talked about it on BRP, Red Herring, and a pup named Scooby Doo.
When I used to stay at my Mary Evelyn Cartoon Network or like Boomerang, I think we probably both would have. Yeah, that I like that version the best of like them as kids. That's Matt's favorite. Red Herring.
He used to get on. They talked about it before, but I seen the
Fred would be like,
well.
it's like me and Triple H, Fred and Red Herring.
Like, bro, why you keep on getting on him? And then every time show him like, bro, ain't got nothing to do with me. Why you on my nuts?
Leave me alone.
Like, bro, why you keep on saying my name?
I can't argue with you.
Hey, every time you do a southern accent, all I hear is biscuits and
Well,
gravy now.
Biscuits and gravy.
Maybe a man.
Maybe a man. Yeah.
That's another reason why Vince ain't going to heaven, because every time.
Did you ever hear the story about him talking about the creation of Festus?
No, please do, because he's not going to heaven because of that.
So Luke Gallows said, I believe it was on Cole Cabana's Art of Wrestling, where he was like, how Vince came up with the idea for Festus, like he knew someone like that growing up, and what he would do was he would get a frying pan and like bang it around, and then that would spook the guy he knew. And Luke Gallows like, this is all probably foolish shit. He just wanted to he gets his jollies off of gimmicks like this. But he came up with this whole reason about like, no, I knew a guy like this growing up, and what we do is like, I bang something, and the noise would frighten him, and he would just go,
Now, I'm not,
because again, don't forget, Luke, before he was Festus, Luke Gallows was Fake Kane in 2006.
Now, I'm not being problematic when I say this. Vince McMahon is.
Please don't say it.
No, I'm not, because you know what I mean. We do got people that listen, and you know what I mean. I don't want to be insensitive, even.
But it's not a surprise that Vince McMahon thinks stuff like that.
It's probably a shoot. Here's why: he's 70-some years old. They didn't know what that was back then. Not defending Vince, but they probably didn't know. He's from North Carolina.
But don't forget, once it became a thing, it was like he created Eugene before Festus. And don't forget, I mean, as much as you and I enjoyed Eugene impersonating Ric Flair, it's still messed up.
It is, but
we only thought it was funny because Ric Flair is just like, I can't
that's what I'm saying.
What is going on. Never in my life have I been so disappointed.
That's why it's fucking hilarious, because how he sold it. Like, as soon as Eugene
Ric
trying to go
like,
through the ropes,
you're not paying me enough. He's like, I sold out the Omni 1986. Dusty Rhodes, Sting, Steamboat, Wyndham.
And it's Vince.
Oh, God.
You know I'm clipping this as well, right? Every time you do
this. That's what he was like, fire me. I'm already fired.
That's that good cocaine.
But
Vince probably seriously knew people, like, but that's before they would die and know something.
No, I don't believe he knew anyone at all. Again, this is the guy who's like, what can you do? And he's like, well, I can throw up on cues. Like,
yeah, that's still wild.
That's this man doesn't need glasses. I guarantee Vince McMahon has perfect eyesight, but he only does it for like the sophisticated look that I do. Like, I mean, because then he's not, it's like they're down, but he's reading it. So we got Stone Cold versus Mankind. Like,
if you ever get a job with the E, you got to explain why he eats water. He gonna ask you that. So
no, if I ever get a job being a writer, I'm gonna show up first day like, so Vince, I came up with some ideas, and what the fuck are you doing?
Right. He gonna be like, so you saying I eat water, Davis? You said on.
I didn't say that. That was, I think, RJ City who tweeted that he eats water.
Wait, somebody else said that.
Yeah. No, because in that, what I took that video from, the guy says, why does Vince McMahon eat water? When he says, we make movies.
You don't think it was ice in there?
Not at all. Not at all. That was a water bottle. I mean, I would freeze the water bottle sometimes so it could get like the ice chips. Did you ever used to do that, especially on like hot days? Like put the full water bottle in the freezer, maybe for like an hour, then crunch it so you could drink. Yeah.
And I hate ice.
Oh, I love ice.
I know. I've seen it. You had that big.
Yeah, you heard me the other night just going. That I have actual ice trays. Yeah.
You had that big ass. You always had like big ass cups of Coca-Cola doing that.
Yeah. But the Sonic trailer, it looked all right. I mean, I just didn't want to like waste my time with the first one. I didn't think it looked. I mean, the original design looked bad, which didn't make any sense why they were trying to like modernize Sonic. Like when they gave him that weird look with him with teeth, and then you see him now, at like in the original form. It's like, yeah, like this was the only way to go. Why'd you even waste? I don't know what $10 million or whatever creating a real looking hedgehog that in this fictional world. That was a stupid decision, and rightfully so. They corrected it,
and they had to push it back. Remember, because of that, yeah. But
then they end up making money. That was the thing. In the long run, it was a smart decision because they basically more than made up for the money in terms of going back into post production. But it was just one of those stupid things. Why why do studios do that? Like you're almost self-sabotaging yourself.
I recommend you watch it just for Jim Carrey's performance, since we talked about him the other day.
Jim Carrey is someone who I'm like always kind of on, and like same with Jack Black, where like you doing too much all the time like annoys me, and then you'll try to do the serious thing, and then I know Jim Carrey can do the serious thing because that's the thing. Like all comedians are actually great dramatic actors, as we kind of talked about a couple weeks ago. I talked about this with my dad as well, but like I think dramatic actors are actually kind of funny in certain stuff, but. The Jim Carrey thing is like I've seen Liar Liar, he's good. I mean, The Mask, obviously, but just as a whole, like especially now, I'd say I'm just like I've seen the Jim Carrey thing, and especially since I didn't like love it, I just kind of don't want to spend my time with it now.
I recommend it just because this is probably his best performance in years. Even though he been on that third eye conquest type thing. He's been doing where he's telling people about the Kundalini and all that. But I recommend it just for his performance, if anything else. Like, it's actually a solid movie. Like, you could watch it even if you're not, like, you're not watching it with your little brother, your little sister, or whoever. But it's still a solid movie to watch.
Yeah, I was almost probably going to take my younger stepbrother to see it when it was coming out, but he ended up seeing it, I think, with our grandfather, but yeah, in this one, I mean, they introduced Tails, and then Idris Elba voicing Knuckles, and we kind of got that little hint of Deckard Shaw. He's like, "Why would I need your power?" Which is again, and to think like, what would Knuckles look like if they like remade Knuckles in like the weird form that they had in the original? Just like it didn't make any sense, especially Tails. But so obviously, if this one makes money, they're probably going to do Shadow in the third one, right?
I would think so. You got to go that route. This is going to make money.
Yeah, which would be a smart trilogy as well. I mean, to go that route.
Because in this, they hinting that the Emerald Stones are in this. We get in the third movie, regardless. But I think this is going to make way more money than the other one. The reason why the last one probably made a lot of money is because the pandemic hit. So Bad Boys and that was like the only thing in the theater.
It was right before COVID. It was one of the few movies that was like released a month or two before like the COVID thing was starting to be a rumor. So I had like a legitimate box office run. And I think it's a Universal movie as well. And they're always trying to find another franchise besides Fast and Furious, which is why they try to resurrect the Dark Universe and are altering it by doing these standalone ones after the connected universe idea failed with the Mummy.
Yeah, because remember, I think we talked about that as well, how we're supposed to get the Mummy was supposed to start with the whole MonsterVerse thing. Now they like Universal like, well, we got to do something else because it's the last Fast and Furious movie. It's like, well,
that's why they were trying to do. So So right after Fate of the Furious, they were like, we're gonna do Hobbs and Shaw. We're gonna do a movie where it's all the women from the Fast and Furious movies, and then obviously finish the original franchise. They were trying to milk the Fast and Furious, but obviously it seemed like they made the Letty and Mia storyline kind of the focus, and Ramsey also got some more play in F9. So instead of making a female-only Fast and Furious movie, they kind of just made it a bigger part of F9, which isn't why I have a problem with that movie. I mean, you can kind of tell like what they would have done, like that action sequence in Tokyo with Michelle Rodriguez and Jordan Brewster is kind of a big set piece that normally wouldn't have been done. Even though Michelle Rodriguez had her fights with Gina Carano and Ronda Rousey, and as we talked about a few weeks ago, Dwayne Johnson doesn't know when he's going to make Hobbs and Shaw 2. But I think he was also kind of alluding to it being a Hobbs only movie as well. I think it's because
what the fuck else is he doing?
Well, I think he's also pissed at that Jason Statham is coming back to the original franchise. Obviously, they teased Han and him having an interaction. So I think Jason Statham is just like, he's like Alfred Molina. I'm just doing it for the money.
Right, like, Rock, you gonna pay my bills?
But Jason Statham has a movie coming out next year, another Guy Ritchie movie. They had Wrath of Man this year, phenomenal. And this one looks just as great. Operation Fortune Reg de Guerra.
Long ass name. But then remember, Expendables 4 is coming out next year as well.
Oh yeah, and you're hyped for Expendables 4. I forgot about that.
Yeah, Sylvester Stallone not in it, so I'm even more hyped.
No, he is.
Is he?
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything about him being on set.
No, I'm pretty sure he is.
Hold on.
He's not giving it up like that.
Right, because he wrote the first one and I think he directed it.
He wrote and directed the first one, yeah. Let me see. Expendables 4. Yeah, Sylvester Stallone, Jason Statham, Dolph Lundgren, Randy Couture, Megan Fox, 50 Cent, Andy Garcia, Tony Jaa, Iko Uwais. Eddie Hall, who's like a British strongman. He's like British Braun Strowman.
That's the dude that be throwing the rocks or something, right?
Yeah, Jacob Scipio, who is the villain in Bad Boys for Life.
So the director is the guy that did Need for Speed.
Yeah, Scott Waugh. This is what we kind of talked about before. That's why I'm saying this movie isn't going to be good, because yeah.
Looking at it now,
now you're just like, nope, take my ticket back.
I'll watch a screener copy. That's not a screener copy, but a camera.
But besides those two trailers, what else happened this week? And we kind of briefly talked about Batista being in the Night's movie on the Armageddon 2008 commentary. Check that episode out. You probably already have, because it was released prior to this. The Kevin Costner, oh my gosh, nerd.
Now,
oh God.
Now Davis wants to name every watch along a Big Sean lyric.
So as we alluded to, we are going into a new commentary journey. We did Fast Summer, and now we'll be going into the wrestling verse, kind of a play on into the Spider-Verse. But we'll be covering different eras of wrestling pay-per-views, mainly WWE, but also one ECW, one WCW, possibly a TNA one as well. But it's kind of from all of the eras. If you listen to the episode, you got the hints of it, the gist of it. Yeah, so stay tuned for that. It'll be once every month. Banks picked first. I'll be picking next. But yeah, that M. Night movie, what was it called again?
Give me 1 second. I can look it up if you don't see it.
Oh,
and of course, they haven't said anything about the plot, right?
Oh, they can never. They can never, yeah.
Guess what the loophole is, kids? That's what he gonna do to us. All right, man. Is it? I think it's called Knock Knock.
Yeah, Knock Knock's the Keanu Reeves, Eli Roth movie. It's something that has Knock though.
Okay, let's see.
Knock at the Cabin.
So we need Knock on.
He'll probably be some guy, some loner living in the cabin, and then it'll be like his mind's playing tricks on him, type of shit.
Bruh, And he gonna.
But then we'll find out the cabin's a spaceship.
Exactly. There you go. I'm about to say. I thought it was gonna be that either that or he was gonna have a match with Randy Orton again.
Randy Orton overselling like he did in 2008.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's only one person. He wrote directly. It's about to be some bullshit.
I hope it's just. You know what? If it was just Batista in it, I'd be interested in that. I think Batista can carry a movie by himself, like how Tom Hanks kind of did in Castaway, Ryan Reynolds in Buried, Tom Hardy in Locke. I kind of like movies like that where it's just one actor. You have to only make it like 90 minutes, so you can only kind of go, 80 to 90 minutes of just one guy.
Well, that's M. Night's specialty lately. I think Old was like his longest running movie in a while.
Look, someone was watching Old on my flight. I think back to Minnesota, or was it on the way to New Jersey? I can't remember, but I was just like, I already knew how it ended because I looked it up because I just like I had to see what this bullshit twist was. I was like, this is the worst twist to ever have because it was so basic.
Bruh, I told you that's one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life.
But you also said Money Plane was great, so it's just like I can't believe you saying one thing's trash when you say one trash thing is great.
It don't matter. It was more entertaining than that. That shit was not fun. It was just confusing. You got some dude that looked like Lenny Kravitz, sound like a 90s rapper.
Oh, the guy who was mid-sized sedan or something?
I think that's what his name was. I just know he looked like Milli Vanilli.
But yeah, you know what? His movies are never really entertaining. The whole point is, especially after The Village, it's like, all right, I shouldn't really get too involved in this because something's gonna happen that's gonna make me like either be upset or be like,
That's what it is. So that's what I'm saying by like you said, with the knock at the cabin, it's definitely about to be something like, what if he's not in the cabin? What if he's in space? Or what if all this is his imagination?
That's, again, too basic, so I could also see him doing that, but I think it'll definitely be he's the only guy in it. Like, he goes out, hunts, comes back, someone knocks, and, like, but then he'll open and no one will be there. And then, he'll probably hear voices and say, it might be Randy Orton, holy shit.
There you go. Or Reverend Devon.
Oh, my brother, testify.
He just hears that in the cabin. He wakes up in the middle of the night.
What happens if it was Batista from every year?
Or I was thinking that.
Or him in every outfit when he was like fully healed.
Bro, I was thinking about that. That'd be hilarious. It's like the 04, like 02, 04.
Because now that's a movie that we can make. Who is the actor that you would choose to do that? It's Gemini Man, except multiple.
Entertaining.
Well, except multiple is what I'm saying.
Like a variant of this person.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, no, not a variant. It's just like all these actors. It's this actress from every period of their life where they had like a different look.
Oh, easy for me, Sasha Banks.
I said actress or actor. She's done
The
2 episodes of The Mandalorian. Come on. And you were the one knocking like her acting in The Mandalorian. I didn't forget.
Yeah, because she stinks. You heard her promos in wrestling? I'm the legit boss. All right.
Just because she's like, I'm not the legit boss, cuh.
Well, depends on if she got a blue wig on or a red wig.
I ain't the cost, cuh.
Lately, she been wearing a lot of blue wigs, so I guess she a Crip now instead of a Blood like she used to be.
I think we're all Crips and Bloods at the end of the day.
Okay. Thank you for the PSA, Davis. But what happens when you combine both colors? It makes green. I see.
I thought it made purple.
No, I think it's green. Let me look it up. All right.
Don't blue and yellow make green?
Let's play preschool real quick. Hold on.
I swear, blue and red make purple, and then green, yellow and blue make green.
Let's look this up, kids. Magneta? What the fuck is that?
Magenta.
What is that?
That's the other dog in Blue's Clues. It is.
Oh,
Don't-
the purple one.
Yeah, sort of ish. Yeah. Purple,
All right.
pinkish. Yeah.
Let me bring up this diagram. I can't believe we doing this, but Banks versus Davis. This is what we doing. Hold on. They got a whole breakdown of all this shit. Hold on. Let me bring this up. Watch this. So it can also make black, ladies and gentlemen. That's listening. You should subscribe to the YouTube Banks versus Davis on YouTube. You see this? Look at this.
I told you though, right? No, it's
No.
saying black. No, if you combine all the colors, they make black.
Because
I think that's how that Venn diagram was.
Because my brother, everything goes back to black. I'm about to sound like Darren's part in a minute.
Someone posted a clip of I think it was Spider-Man 2 when Harry confronts Peter, and then when he's drunk, he's like, "Huh, brother?" And I'm just like, "That's how you and I are gonna have a fight one day."
And your hair gonna move like Ric Flair.
I'll be knocked out after one slap. Like that's why I could. That's why if I see Minoru Suzuki, I gotta run.
Shit, me and you both. I ain't gonna sit up there and try to fight him.
Oh. But what you had you said you had 2 takes. I had a take 2. Do you want to go first, or do you want to start one of yours?
You go first. Age before beauty.
Okay.
Well, I would go in that instance, but you go. You get it.
Well, you meant age as in the youth.
Exactly.
So Netflix has just announced that they canceled Cowboy Bebop after 1 season, and I'm just. And then I thought Don't Look Up was supposed to come out yesterday. It did theatrically, but not on Netflix. It's not coming out on Netflix till the 24th. So
You want to the theaters to see it?
Fuck no. That's why I'm gonna cut this promo. So like these fucking idiots at Netflix are so fucking dumb. They made all this. They put all this money to a beloved anime to live action it, and they put a smart person in charge. They put Christopher Yost, who had some involvement in The Mandalorian, and you could see that this was going to try to be their version of The Mandalorian somewhat. But it's also stupid because they've kind of fully invested into the anime to live action genre, because now they'll be doing Avatar: The Last Airbender, Yu Yu Hakusho, and then they announced one more anime they're planning to adapt.
Yeah, the Yu Yu Hakusho. I feel like, damn. Let me see. One Piece.
There we go. Yeah. So it's like,
which I'm pissed about.
But it just goes to show, like, are you again just burning piles of money for? I mean, I know the reactions to this weren't good. I think kind of by critics and also fans, and they really didn't whitewash it as much as like they would have 5 years ago. But I think it was just the fact that no one talked about this show since it's come out. Like, it has no life on Twitter or kind of anywhere else. There's no page devoted to it, and that might be because the anime is so beloved and they were just against this from the start. But I also think Netflix didn't really promote it as much as they should have. I mean, and that's why I mean, this company, when it tries to be a studio, it's just, they never should have gotten the content creating game to begin with. They should have just been a house to buy other people's shit for a little bit and hold on to it. They never should have created their own shit.
Now to keep it a buck, they might be the world's biggest production company.
More or less, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it took them 3 years to get that shit. We low key getting in a realm where it's 2 to 3 mega companies that's gonna give us products.
Yeah,
as far as entertainment. So it's gonna be Amazon, as you've seen, because they had Kanye West live. They had that whole performance live.
Netflix has the Kanye West documentary next year, the 3-part documentary, which again, they already were responsible for The Last Dance, but this is the music Last Dance for them. again about one of the icons in their field. But
Exactly.
it's just a thing where like I was more pissed about the Don't Look Up thing because I'm like, again, it's a Friday. Nothing came out this week. I mean, by nothing, I'm talking about West Side Story. No one cares about Steven Spielberg's interpretation of West Side Story. I'm sorry.
It's getting all the rave, Davis.
I know best because it's Steven Spielberg, and every time he does anything, it's like, oh, the master filmmaker is back.
Exactly.
But it's like, I mean, Ready Player One was all right. I remember going to theater to see that. I hadn't seen, I didn't see Bridge of Spies. I didn't see, as we talked about, Tintin, fucking War Horse, or like I've never seen Lincoln. But
I saw Lincoln.
What'd you think?
It was cool. Daniel Day-Lewis acting. That's all I got from it.
And the guy who wrote Lincoln wrote this version of West Side Story. I mean, it's again Steven Spielberg. I think the whole point is he's like, no one in this age range and going forward is ever going to watch West Side Story, so I have to remake it to preserve filmmaking and storytelling. It's really a gatekeeper. Like, we are losing these kids, we're losing recipes. It's the Christopher Nolan like save theaters mentality that certain people in Hollywood have, and Steven Spielberg making this particular movie. And then now I think his next movie is a movie about his own fucking life, which
that's actually a flex though.
That's what I'm saying. He can do stuff like that instead of West Side Story.
But the thing is, it should be like 10 minutes of him just being a whole Ohio, because who gives a fuck? That's where he's from.
It's about his childhood. It's about him discovering filmmaking at a young age and all of that. I don't know how serious it's going to be, or if it'll be a thing where like him as a kid in the dream landscape.
That's what it'll be.
Yeah.
Which sounds good. But at the same time, just can we get one Ohio reference? Yeah, please get into a fanatical whatever realm. If you want to go to Jurassic Park, if you want to go to E.T. Land, just anywhere but Ohio.
Oh, you think he sees, like, when he sees a dinosaur, he's picturing, or like he's drinking a glass and then he sets it down and it just starts to shake?
I promise you it's going to be exactly like that.
Yeah. That's the
only way you'll get people to watch it.
But I don't know. It's a weird thing. Supposed to like Netflix, you could like, the whole point of being on a streamer is you can just drop shit whenever again. They had that whole Cloverfield movie that they bought from Paramount secretly and just put it on Netflix right after the Eagles Patriots Super Bowl. Like they had a trailer during that Super Bowl, like right after the game. You can watch this Cloverfield movie, and it was dog shit, but it didn't matter. It did numbers, it did views because people were surprised. Like, holy shit, the last two Cloverfields were pretty good, and the second one was a complete surprise. And with the trailer, like, it didn't say it was a Cloverfield movie till the end of that trailer.
Well, you seen what they did with? Well, you see Red Notice. It's like now people are on notice. Like,
no. That was something they were behind from the start. That's why they spent all the money to get
but that's what, not to cut you off, but that's where I'm getting to. My fault for cutting you off, but that's what I'm getting to, because it's like people are now noticing, like, all right, they're taking big name, the biggest name in Hollywood right now. They're taking that and they just dumping him into something you could watch on TV. Now, mind you, because overseas they not big with movie theaters and stuff like that. It still makes money overseas, obviously, being in movie theaters. But the reason why it works is because Dwayne is a household name that we could just put on a streaming platform and it'll still make a substantial amount of money, when he used to being on the screen like a Fast and the Furious, etc. in China, fucking Dubai, Australia, whatever. So now putting him on a streaming platform, it still shows, not just because he's a household name, obviously it's the name attached to it, but because you're going to sign up for Netflix just to see him. Like, even if, or using somebody else's, but regardless, they paying us.
I think someone has watched the live action Cowboy Bebop on my Netflix. I don't know who, I don't know how, because it certainly hasn't been me.
It's not your little brother?
It's on my profile as thing. I have multiple profiles for the rest of my family. So that's why I'm like, who the fuck's watching this? I'm like, I'm not sleep watching this either. Like,
somebody got your password. You might want, but I mean, they help him. But remember too, if you don't mind, if I cut the promo,
go ahead.
This was in development hell. 2009, they announced it. People was like, oh shit, here we go. During the pandemic, before the pandemic happened, Then I forgot the guy name from Harold
John
and Kumar.
Cho tore his ACL or something like that.
And then it was in hiatus hell. Obviously,
That's
the world
if
was
it
in
had come
hell.
out sooner, I think it probably would have had more of a life instead of something that's. And again, they just dropped this in the dead of a time where like no one's really going to care. But I said they didn't sell this like how they were selling Red Notice. But again, the whole point of the Dwayne Johnson thing is he chose Netflix. He's realizing the box office is faltering, but him at the box office isn't what it was. So he was like, I should go here. It's the ultimate risk. I mean, it's the ultimate reward and no risk because they're spending all the money. I'm getting it. I'm not losing any money.
There you go.
And
I
they're
could put
almost going to
20 producers on this shit.
Then they're almost going to guarantee a sequel because people are going to watch a Dwayne Johnson movie because the section of his audience that always goes. But people like me who are fed up about the rest of it being the same, aren't going to waste the fucking time at the theater when they know, like, oh, it's him in fucking cargo shorts and a fucking khaki shirt. What a surprise. I mean, and same thing with Ryan Reynolds. And I mean, Gal Gadot's different. She's someone who's trying to build her profile outside of Wonder Woman. So that's why, like, her being in this movie is a bigger deal because it's, she was a supporting character in the Fast and Furious movies. Wonder Woman, as how she's just kind of being seen, and then she now she has that Death on an Isle, which Disney's probably going to shelve, like how they shelved the Ben Affleck Ana de Armas erotic thriller, which I'm just like, of course, a movie I was kind of looking forward to, and no footage of that movie's ever been released. The movie that they made and then got together, and then now they're broken up.
They said, hey, put that shit in a vote somewhere underneath for Walt Disney.
Yeah. Well, the movie was called Deep Water, ironically.
And that motherfucker's in deep water right now.
And the Death of the Nile movie will most likely be shelved because of Armie Hammer and everything that happened with him last year. Again, that movie was starring Gal Gadot, directed by Kenneth Branagh, who will probably, at least will get an Oscar nomination for Belfast this Oscars. The movie basically it's about his life as well, in some way.
Bro, the Armie Hammer shit, it's still here, but it got it like how it suddenly came out. People was like, "Yo, you're evil, motherfuckers."
No, it was like he was a cannibal. Him being a freak, man, is like that's people in Hollywood. That's people in everyday life. But him being a cannibal is a whole like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because it's like Hollywood has been embedded. Like that's where the money has come from freaking motherfuckers. But the fact
like, you can
is,
be into like the whole BDSM or other sex shit as long as it's consensual. But like him being like, I want to taste you. I want to like
literally
like
eat you.
Literally, not in like the other eat sense where it's like
not like
but
me.
In the, like let me carve shit into your skin so I can like drink your blood. Like what the fuck?
Like, bro, I don't know how you get all like, bro.
Again, and that's
you go
because
to his web tabs. It's some shit. It's gonna be some shit.
I think
that's
it's
gonna make it
because
hard for you to smile.
I think that's all because he was, the son of like oil barons or shit like that. So
we here
and they
put the kufi on.
No, but they disowned him because he wanted to be an actor. So he's this rich kid who had to like make it on his own. Then he becomes a successful actor because he's, again, as he says in the Social Network, 6'4", something like 220 or whatever, like a good looking guy.
Go play tight end.
Tall for no reason.
Yeah, you just want to be in the movies. Motherfucker, go be a tight end, bro. He was supposed to be Batman. That didn't work out.
That's the fucking crazy thing is that this guy was supposed to have a bigger career in Hollywood, and then it just didn't happen until 3 years later.
Well, the reason why is probably because, like you said, he's like, he got disowned by his parents or his family, but he still.
No, I'm saying that Justice League movie would have kickstarted his career a lot faster than Social Network.
I don't think it's still off the table because it's Warner Brothers.
Yeah,
because they always doing stupid shit. The Batman. The Batman is the only thing that might, they might do right. Like I'm looking forward to these other movies, but that might be the only thing they do right because they have this thing where it's like, remember that old idea? Let's go back and do that. Like I feel like everything they have done in the past couple of years, they've had on the table for years. Like how the fuck do you pick Robert Pattinson?
You picked, again, the whole point of picking Robert Pattinson was to pick a Christian Bale type of guy, a guy who will fully commit. But much like a Christian Bale guy, this is going to be a guy who wants to do shit other than Batman. Like,
Right.
he's not going to want to make 2 straight Batman movies like Tobey Maguire was forced to make. You know, I mean, I think he did Seabiscuit in between Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
But I don't think he did anything between Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3, which is probably why he wanted to do Brothers. So he's like, so I can shave my head and act angrier than I was and to prove I can act. But it's like, you couldn't even act as Spider-Man, which is like the easiest fucking performance to give.
You know what I was going to text you about? Yo, Spider-Man 2 and 3 did not age well.
I don't think I mean, I grew up on that movie because I was right when I was 7 years old because it's 2002. Yeah. So I'm 7 years old. Again, I grew up on those movies and like, I never really want to go back to them because I'm just thinking about them in my head in hindsight. Like, I mean, Tobey Maguire just like, and then James Franco, he's good in them, but then Willem Dafoe is great in the first one. Alfred Molina is great in the second one, and then you get Topher Grace. I mean, no offense to him, he's trying his best to prove that he can do anything besides that '70s show, but
which is a phenomenal TV show. They just got 2 problematic people that I know of, him and Wilmer Valderrama.
Oh, Danny Masterson! Don't forget Danny Masterson.
What do you? Oh yeah,
yeah.
I remember.
And then
that.
Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis don't shower their kids, and then Laura Pepperon's also a Scientologist as well.
That's not problematic. You're just an idiot.
What did Topher Grace do? He didn't do anything.
No, so when Black Klansman came out, I think he was saying something around the lines of, I kind of fuck with Adam Driver's character. He was alluding that.
There's nothing wrong with Adam Driver's character.
No, but you know how he was playing the double agent? Remember he said he kind of.
You mean people that like play the room, sort of? I think he was saying that Hollywood sense, like you have to kind of be a different person to survive and all. And maybe I hope he meant in that context. Where like,
no, he meant like I kind of fuck with.
Oh,
yeah.
That isn't the whole problem with that movie. Is that character doesn't even exist? That's why people are mad at that movie.
Well, Spike Lee trick people all the time, but I can always have that conversation.
I mean, that's still a good movie, is the thing too.
It was cool. I just remember I passed out halfway through it, like I was tired. And then I had a good night after that, just because I went to a party.
I watched it on a Sunday afternoon, and it was like 2 or 3 years after it was 2 years after it was released. I was like, oh wow, this is actually pretty good.
It's all right. That's what I'm saying. It's not like bad. It's not good. It was all right to me. But I mean, that's his breakout.
I just love the ending where he like tells him he's black on the phone, and then it just shows that David Duke was like fucking tricked. Like he was, I just love that scene where he's just like, are you sure? Because the whole thing where he says like, that's how they talk. And he's like, no, are you really sure? Like,
what did that get nominated for? Best director, right?
It won best adapted screenplay.
Okay. Because it's based on the book.
Yeah. But it was nominated for a lot of awards that year. I think it was for best picture, best director, probably some other minor ones, but no performance was nominated, or I don't even think Spike Lee was nominated for best director, but it was nominated for some other stuff.
That's good. Let's see, I'm trying to look it up. I forgot Laura Harrier was in it. Precious.
Yeah.
I forgot she was in that.
Klay Thompson's woman.
Hey man, he's shooting on and off. Never mind.
Don't forget, he had Isa Gonzalez throwing herself at him while he's with Laura Harrier.
Some people got all the luck.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
And Klay, they have all the luck when they're just like 24/7. This is Klay Thompson. Okay.
Off that goddamn tweed, that's why.
Get off the weed.
All right, so it won 2 awards. It received 13 major nominations.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And I think that was mainly because the Academy was like, we get all this criticism for never nominating any black films. This is the only one this year that we can do it to, because everyone got pissed, especially the Chris Rock hosted Oscars, where it was the Oscars so white started. But again, look at the history of the Oscars. It's always been that.
Hey, man.
No,
can I cut a shoe promo real quick?
Sure.
I act like I'm Charles Barkley and you Ernie Johnson. Can I say something, Ernie? Bruh. We have been saying past
white boy.
By the way, Spike was nominated for Best Director.
Oh, he was? Okay. I wasn't sure.
So let me say this real quick. I'm looking to the camera. Willard Smith. I'm trying not to get on you, bruh, because I know you've been going through a lot of shit. I still got to finish the book. You and that crazy ass, we could have had something together. You fine as hell, but
we could have been something.
But you crazy.
But you one crazy bitch.
You and your crazy ass.
What did Kanye say?
Right?
We could have been somebody.
Bruh. He definitely hear Yeezus in his head. All the shit he got to go through in his household. But going back to him, listen. For all that shit y'all saying, Oscar so white, etc., when you get nominated, I don't want to hear shit. Because I'm going to go back and I'm going to cut the shoot promo about when you said all this. But when you get nominated, all right, now we don't care. Denzel probably know what's up. Did Denzel say anything, even if he wasn't nominated? Nope. Did Sam Jackson say something? And he probably wasn't nominated. It's just the point. You can't, it's the double standard. It's the same thing with pro wrestling. Y'all can't say, well, they won't let us in the door. But then yet, when you create another door, nobody else can get through that door. But then when you get nominated for all this other shit, and you be like, well, PWI, etc., even though we don't, show him love just because that man is the man on my right, whatever the fuck, is a part of BRP and I'm associated with them. But it's still the whole point. Shouts out to the Black Wrestling Top 50. You some bitch. I remember
BRP
that dude
50.
that tried to copy it. The BRP 50. I remember
he's
that.
He's still around. But again, he's
You
from
can go
Oakland,
fuck yourself.
Is in Oakland, so it makes sense.
You can go fuck yourself, pal. Anyhow.
No offense to Graham or CJ, but just saying.
No. I'm just talking about
in
that.
terms of Oakland. I'm saying in terms of Oakland. But
no, look, Oakland is the best place on the planet. I just can't afford that
relax.
shit. It is. Just because you from goddamn Sacramento. Stop it.
Antioch, you cocksucker.
It's the fucking same thing.
No, it ain't. It ain't. It's
How
worse.
far y'all? Should I look it up?
I don't know.
Y'all only about an hour away from each other, if that. Anyhow, like I'm saying, it's just the same thing. Willard, don't say shit when you get nominated for King Richard.
Willard.
Don't say a motherfucking thing when you get nominated. Is the Oscar so white now? You can't be like, oh, they ain't letting us in the door when they let you do it. I'm happy to be here, boss. You can't do that. Because you said, let's make something else. Let's make another lane, but yet you're happy to be in this lane, motherfucker. You can't keep switching over without a signal.
The shitty thing is, like, unfortunately, you have to do that, but you have to do that if you're anyone, because you have to, like, shake the hands, kiss the babies for the Oscars. It literally, again, is a campaign. That's why Harvey Weinstein got Shakespeare in Love to beat.
I'm out of here. He said the wrong name.
No, because he legit launched a full campaign to be like, this is the best movie ever. Like, look what it has. Like, the fucking war movie, and then it's just like,
hey, he the reason why we still haven't got that, or we probably never gonna get that Richard Pryor movie because it was under Weinstein Productions. Yep.
Someone will probably, they already bought Miramax because the last 2 or 3 Guy Ritchie movies are Miramax movies, but BN Sport or BN Media bought Miramax is what happened.
So he didn't own the rights. I'll take that back because the guy that did Blackish,
Kenya Barris.
Yeah, he's supposed to be doing the Richard Pryor biopic, and I'm nervous.
Yeah, that's not a good sign. Because don't forget, this man took a Netflix check, made a show, and then shit on Netflix for allowing him to make that show.
But it's going back to the same exact thing.
But then took a deal from Viacom right after.
But then y'all say like they up here making us look like idiots. You can't go get the check and then be like, man, fuck y'all, because you took the check. You look like a punk.
Again, and he shit talked ABC but then again that it got him to go make a spinoff with Grownish for Freeform. And then that he was saying
that
he was
shit
pissed
failed because it's fucking stupid idea.
But he got pissed about that too. But it was like, you're still getting paid. I mean, it's your own doing. Like, and this is what I've always kind of talked to about. Like, why do you make art? Do you make art for the money? Do you make it for the awards? Or do you make it to create something? Because if you're making it to create something, you would never put it out. It would just be strictly for your eyes only, and maybe some close friends. But you would never want to monetize what you're making. But if you're making it for money, then you shouldn't care about what the studio or the higher power, or if you write a script and sell it, and they make it something else completely, but it still has your name attached. Like what happens with most screenwriters, where like they'll have a bad credit because they sold a script and then it got completely remade, but at the end it was a core concept, so their name's still attached. or they didn't just shoot that version, but they had to send in a script. But that's always been the thing, especially with the the creatives in Hollywood, the showrunners, and all that, is that it's a tricky line to walk. Or are you making shit just for, again, awards, critical praise? I don't know. What do you think about it more often than not? Like, if you're, because it's like, I mean, not too much of the podcast game, but like, because again, the awards of podcasting aren't like the awards in movies, music, and TV or sports.
It'd be the equivalent to a Razzie Award or whatever those awards you used to get, because it's like a lot, or a Blockbuster. Let's just use that analogy.
Yeah,
you'll get a Blockbuster
Teen Choice Award.
Yeah, which is cool because you get slimed. I guess that's the reward.
That's the kids'
for your
choice
hard
awards.
work.
Teen Choice Awards is surfboard.
Hey, oh yeah, because Johnny Depp got all them fucking surfboards. You know why? He need to use one of them motherfuckers, and he need to use that and fucking get up out of here. He need to surf off the line. You fucking trash, bro.
But yeah, I mean, you can talk about it with that, and I think that's what I'm trying to kind of say in like this Netflix grand scheme is like, Netflix doesn't care if the show was good. They just care if it has a life. Like, Stranger Things is fucking terrible. That shit sells a shit ton
What'd you
of it's fucking garbage.
Say that again one more time. Hold on. I got you right now, pal. Stay right there. This is your time. One shining moment to say some slander. Go ahead.
It is. It's literally just like the poorest form of Spielbergism that you can do. And then again, they try to do like the Stephen King aspect of it, and that's garbage. It's fucking horrible. And they pick like the worst kid actors ever. No, it's a horrible show. You really like that show, huh?
One of the greatest shows of all time.
God, you
don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Dave.
This is when we fight.
Exactly. And it was the same backdrop when we talked about Eddie Vedder. I think something is coming out this painting. It's like Ghostbusters 2.
Well, my mother loves sunflowers, so maybe this is
sunflower.
I don't know the lyrics of that song, but
They're making a shitload of money from it still.
Oh,
we never get another Sway Lee album.
Well, you know why? Well, no, because it's Post Malone, and again, like that shit sold because of Post Malone.
Well, people like Sway Lee too. Damn, bro, you ain't never heard Ray Shrimmer?
No, but it's like the reason that song is because it's a Post Malone song, I think, featuring Sway Lee.
Exactly. But listen. Where was I going with this before you started your bullshit? Oh, so Stranger Things, one of the greatest shows ever.
No, it's not.
I'm trying to figure out how you would say that. I'm surprised you're not a fan.
Why would you think I'd like it?
Because you look like one of the fucking kids.
Wow, okay.
That'd be like one. You look like you'll be one of the kids. Like 11 is going missing. What are we supposed to do?
You think the kids, not like the teens?
Oh yeah, they teens now. I think they damn near 18.
No, I'm saying like the older sister or boyfriend and the older brother. You're saying I'm the kids?
The kids. Like, let's go find you.
I'm like in Glorious Bastards. He's like Aldo the Apache and the little man. The German's nickname for me is the little man.
Or
it's like, now that I've seen you, you're average height. You're not circus performer small.
Or it could be like this. You could be one of the workers at the ice cream parlor.
Wow.
You could definitely be like that because you got the haircut already.
I don't have the Steve. I don't have as much hair as Steve Harrington. No.
But you look like one of the 80s kids anyway. Like, or you could be one of the, I almost spoil it for anybody, but season 2.
It's a fucking horrible show. There's nothing to spoil.
No, it's not, bro.
Yeah.
What's so horrible about it? You just don't like
everything.
Sci-fi.
The
no,
acting,
just be honest. You
don't like
sci-fi.
the direction. Yeah, it's all bad. All bad.
That show, actually, if you want to hate it, it did kickstart like Netflix getting some money, as far as like having an original property. Because once they took it, they was like, "Oh shit, we could really do this," because it made money off the merch alone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just like how, Adult Swim is kept alive by Rick and Morty.
Bro, I hate that fucking show with a passion.
See, Rick and Morty is better than Stranger Things.
You got your fucking mind. You an incel. You just proved that you.
You know what? We're gonna put a poll on Twitter, which is better, at the BBD Pod. Rick and Morty.
You motherfuckers say that, I swear I'll leave, bro. I swear if y'all say Rick and Morty,
do it.
Every
Do it.
motherfucker that love that show walk around with nasty ass pajama pants 4 p.m. on the 80-degree fucking
And
Saturday.
Stranger
bruh.
Things fans don't. That's a goddamn
No, it's
lie.
fucking
That is a
kids and it's adult
goddamn
with
lie.
class. No, they, bruh. Us that wash our ass. 'Cause I
I'm
feel
making
like
this poll right now.
Fucking go ahead. I feel like most Rick and Morty fans don't wash their ass properly, bruh. Them motherfuckers definitely don't wash their legs. They don't wash behind their ears. They don't wash inside their ears.
What ears?
The ears.
I like the way you do it right there, right there. Like down your her.
Wait, how you know about Chingy?
Wasn't that song in the movie Robots?
How you know that?
What? The movie Robots?
Right? No, right there. How you know about that?
Because I think it's in the movie. Well, I think my mom would play it. But again, I think it's in the movie Robots.
You talking about the Hugh Jackman movie?
It's Ewan McGregor, I thought.
Doing a voiceover?
Yeah.
Oh, the DreamWorks movie.
Yeah.
Was it? I don't know. I never seen that movie.
Do you think I was talking about Chappie? I've never seen
No,
Chappie.
not Chappie. The movie where Hugh Jackman got the robots fighting.
Oh, Real Steel. I've never seen that either. The basically Rock'em Sock'em.
Yo, I think Anthony Mackie was in it.
I think he is, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. So the reason why I've seen it because I was at the gym for like an hour and I saw it on the screen. I was like, damn, I need to actually watch this. I think that was through Fox.
Yes.
Yeah, you laughing because the bullshit that's coming out your mind that you could vein through your mouth. Pause. Like
Wait
that's
a minute.
like Rick and Morty is better than get the fuck out of here. This Stranger Things, bro. Bro, that's. I remember at Comic-Con seeing that online, and I knew the motherfuckers that go to Comic-Con because most of them is fucking dweebs anyway. I feel like I'm really MJF right now. You nerds.
Yeah. Cut the music. Yeah, because your music sucks. It's just teen.
I'm about to give me a fake Burberry scarf like him.
That's why he has like the modern version of the dun 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 JBL theme.
Yo, that's the only thing I hate about him. And this is not a wrestling podcast, but fucking weed. That's the only thing I hate about him. Is his music. You know he was on JBL as well, but with MJF, his music. And that Burberry, I hate that fucking fake ass Burberry shit he got from Canal Street. He come from a rich background. He should not have no fake Burberry shit. Shouts out to Long Island. I need a house there. Also, you know he was on Rosie O'Donnell, right?
Yeah, I've seen the clip where it's like, "You are my sunshine, my only sunshine." Where he's like a 6-year-old kid singing. He's like, "You make me."
Wait,
happy.
he was singing on there?
Yeah, you didn't see that?
No, so I got a TikTok video I was gonna post on IG.
Oh, it's actually like an adorable clip because it's him on the show, and she's like, "Hi, Max." Hi, and she's like, "So you like wrestling?" He's like, "Yeah," and she's like, "Who are some of your favorites?" He's like, "Goldberg." And it's like she's like, "You and your family are gonna go have opening night tickets to Shrek," and he's like, "Ah!" And like I think she gives him Shrek ears to put on. And she's like, "But can you sing for us? Can you show us?" He's like, "Okay," and then he sings like, "You Are My Sunshine." But like,
So he's
like
always
as a
bad.
child opera, though, like "You Are My Sunshine."
So he's always
Not like how the
talented.
fat kid, I forget what was his name in Recess, Mikey, right? Yeah, who would like,
Yeah, he was in the mirror.
Yeah,
They was like,
my
"Yo, you can
green-
sing."
Yeah, my green tambourine.
I remember.
I think I
that
saw the
episode.
Recess movie in theaters. I think I saw it in theaters. I had it on VHS for sure because I used to watch it all the time. But,
At that point, you was about 7, somewhere around that. So that
I was
makes
about 5
sense.
or 6, 7. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember that.
Ninjas. Why do they have to be ninjas when they chase him through the school?
Hey, what's her name? Spinelli.
Spinelli, she was wrestling. Yeah, she was wrestling.
Bro, why she look like Bailey?
That's amazing. Oh, I don't think anyone's ever said that.
Not yet. But you motherfuckers on Twitter
you
probably
better
don't
tweet that.
steal
You
it.
better tweet that right now. You better tweet that right now.
Because I know you motherfuckers. Y'all got me. Y'all copy my whole fucking
You
flow.
motherfucker.
I said that shit about Tony Atlas and motherfuckers wanted to run with it.
Yeah.
I gotta record. Fuck y'all. Y'all still fuck that. I got 20,000 other jokes. Shouts out to once
Jokes
again.
and jokes and jokes and jokes.
Speaking of which, Rosie O'Donnell, there you go. She wears
She wears underwear with dick holes in them, and then they all shoot laugh.
You think MJF asked her that?
He would now.
No, he definitely would. Rosie O'Donnell.
He's like, let me tell you something, babe. Even though he's not Eli Drake, like, let me talk to you. With his fake ass rock Stone Cold impression.
Yeah. Hey man, you stink, buddy. I just want to say that. Not you.
No, I know. But no,
your opinions stink about movies and TV shows, but still.
But I would say that, you know, Netflix, they could have capitalized on Don't Look Up being released 2 weeks earlier in a dead spot, because what's coming out next week, Banks?
No Way Home. And it's
then
going
what's
to
after
trick
that?
us.
What's after that?
Kingsman.
Well, not even that. I mean, that's more for you and I, but like the fucking Matrix.
Mm-hmm.
The
Denzel
Macbeth
movie. Yep. Matter of fact.
So they are going to get buried, because this movie's gotten mixed to bad reviews, which isn't shocking because it's an Adam McKay movie that is a straight up comedy.
And because Jennifer Lawrence tricked everybody.
No, I think since The Big Short, people are kind of pissed at Adam McKay being funny, dramatic / documentary style, where I like Vice. I think it's interesting in what it tried to do. And again, if you take that movie for what it is, which is him saying like no one knows shit about Dick Cheney, so what we're saying might be true, but also like I believe it if it isn't true, because this guy is literally the most evil person on the earth, and he fucked up this country.
That some bitch got 20 hearts, bro.
That's, again, Adam McKay's whole thing is like, you know, like, and then people were trying to say like he's glamorizing Dick Cheney because it's a rising to power story. It was very Goodfellas, Scarface-esque in terms of like Dick Cheney being a fuck up to becoming this and this and this, and then making the vice president basically his way of being president. But again, it showed the ineptness of fucking George W. Bush. But again, that's not hard to fucking do. But
Side note,
go ahead.
Real quick, the tragedy of Macbeth, because I'm still trying to look for showings, bro. I might just have to wait till January to watch that shit.
Yeah.
Because I can't find nothing. But if you just look at the ratings so far, this shit is crazy.
Oh yeah. But again, like I'm saying, is like Don't Look Up is the day before Macbeth hits theaters. And again, it won't be on Apple TV Plus until January, like you just said. But still, two of the biggest movies of the year, and a movie that has a very niche audience and actually made money in the Kingsman franchise. It's not a huge hit, but it's a mid blockbuster franchise in terms of success. Those three movies are gonna. I mean, the only thing Don't Look Up has going for it is that you can just watch it at home,
right?
And it's got a bunch of big name actors. Again, Adam McKay's a household name because Anchorman, Talladega Nights, Step Brothers, the other guys, and then his serious works. Again, he won the Oscar for The Big Short in terms of a best adapted screenplay, and then he's the producer of Succession, and he directed the pilot for that. So he kind of has his name attached to this big HBO show, and then now he has another HBO show coming out in Winning Time, the Los Angeles Lakers, which, one, fuck them for using that title, because that's the name of one of the greatest 30 for 30s, which is Winning Time, Reggie Miller versus the New York Knicks. But they are fucking cowards by not calling this show Showtime, because it's the ultimate fuck you to Showtime, which is like the littlest brother to HBO. I mean, Showtime really is not even like Showtime really is like Impact compared to HBO's WWE. Like, you tried to fight, and there was a few years where you were close, but you're look at you now. Like, Almost Stars has a better appeal to viewers than Showtime with all the power shows and some other stuff, but it could have really been the ultimate like fuck you. We're saying Showtime on HBO, and people have been like, huh, what? Like, it Cowards, just cowards.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm looking it up right now. I was actually about to put up. I still can't believe they had Adrian Brody play Pat Riley.
That's right. So let's say this. Again, I think this show will be good, but I'm also thinking
What would
it has
give you that indication?
because I think it'll be like Adam McKay. I think it'll be like Vice, where it's like it's doing a little bit of everything. It'll be kind of breaking the fourth wall, kind of being comedy, kind of being serious. And I don't know. I just kind of, I mean, or at least if not good, enjoyable it'll be probably enjoyable because it's so bad it's good, or maybe because it might actually be sneakily good. I think this show will be something though. Obviously, kind of any NBA
they're
fan
gonna give
will
us
tune in.
everything.
Let's see. So it's obviously about Dr. Jerry Buss buying the Lakers, turning them into the Showtime Lakers, the arrival of Magic Johnson with, this mainstay that was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. They have Jason Segel of How I Met Your Mother playing Paul Westhead, who got shit canned in favor of Pat Riley. Again, Adrian Brody as Pat Riley is just like I can kind of see why, but in essence, I'm just like, don't do that to Pat Riley.
Yeah.
Don't do that to Pat Riley. A legend, an all-time.
They should have got Al Pacino.
Oh, God. If they would have de-aged Al Pacino, like Godfather 2 Al Pacino would have been perfect to play Pat Riley, but then he would have been like, ooh, like,
you gotta give him the speech from Any Given Sunday.
But
when you run the fast break during your orgy magic, you run it fast.
But the only thing that this show could be really bad at potentially is the basketball. I hope there's not too much basketball because sometimes you can. I think the guy playing Magic Johnson, I think they cast the actors like you had to play basketball to get. I think you actually had to play basketball to get these roles. Is the thing. So that was smart of them to do that. Which is why He Got Game works so well. Is Ray Allen might not be the best actor, but he's not bad at basketball. So, and that's the most important part, especially for the key scene at the end. But yeah, and apparently the show has caused the breakup of Adam McKay and Will Ferrell's friendship because Will Ferrell wanted a part on the show. I think he wanted to play Dr. Jerry Buss, and Adam McKay chose John C. Reilly over Will Ferrell, and he said, "I think
it's his man's."
But it's his man as well, which was why which was why Will Ferrell was really hurt about that because it's wow, and he did it without telling him apparently. But he was saying like Riley looks more like Dr. Jerry Buss. I'm like, and I look at pictures of Dr. Jerry Buss. I'm like, he only looks like Dr. Jerry Buss because you made him look like Dr. Jerry Buss. If you look at John C. Reilly normal and then look at Dr. Jerry Buss, like you would never believe that you can make one guy look like this guy. Like I could believe they would make. Well, I mean, maybe it's just because Will Ferrell will be too tall. That means that so they have to cast taller people to play Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and etc. So maybe that's a cop out. But I also think Will Ferrell I think Adam McKay just further wanted to distance himself from Will Ferrell because they split up their production company a few years ago, kind of right as McKay was making Succession, Gary Sanchez Productions. McKay wanted to go, I think, this more serious comedy documentary style that he's kind of doing, and Will Ferrell just is in that rock space where I'm making the same movie. But then he has a show on Apple TV Plus where he's doing his serious acting because he always likes to dabble every few years with like serious dad comedy. Just a strange.
And for him, his bread and butter is comedy because remember at one point he was making about 20 mil a movie just from doing comedy, being Will Ferrell.
And you could just tell because he's a legendary SNL performer. Once he got starring roles in comedies, they made a shit ton. Elf, Anchorman. Anchorman didn't make too much, but they became legendary comedies. Yep. Step Brothers, even though again that kind of tanked, but that really became like the ultimate cult movie after critics just killed it. Talladega Nights, etc. But
critics don't know shit about comedy, just like wrestling fans.
I think critics were just mad that like it was a movie where the three of them, John C. Reilly, McKay, and Will Ferrell, got together just to make this movie about adults that are actually kids. I think they're like, why would you do that to us? Like when you had just made Anchorman a commentary on the 70s and news reporting and all that, and then Talladega Nights a commentary on NASCAR and Americana and all that. Why'd you give us this movie? But again, Adam McKay looked like it's a commentary of like guys who never grow up, you know, and they had fun. I mean, again, it's Will Ferrell singing opera, and then John C. Reilly does a fucking drum solo after. And then they made and then Adam McKay made The Other Guys, which is his satire of cop movies, but also him saying like these hedge funds are stealing money from people, and he was the first one to like be like the Wall Street guys are the bad guys. They've always been the bad guys. Like fuck. I mean, I know Wall Street happened, but like these guys are going to be the villains for the next 10 fucking 20 years, and no one will see that.
He tries to put a little bit of, let's say, undertone about life in his movies, like you said, like the whole Step Brothers thing is more so like, why should you grow up? Because life is kind of tragic. Like when John C. Reilly has his manhood taken by Shorty, it's like that concept. Like I don't want to have sex. And she kind of just took it from him, like, yo, that's kind of problematic, but all right.
And then she just pees standing up. Shouts to Catherine Hahn, legend.
But that's what I'm saying. So it's one of those things, and then it's the whole why I got to go get a job interview thing.
Yeah.
Why should I grow up and do these things that I don't really want to do? I don't want your life.
Well, he met Will Ferrell writing on SNL, and Adam McKay, I think, was a guy who it was weird. Like, look at what he did in the 2000s, then look what he did in the 2010s. It's like you wouldn't think the guy who made Anchorman would then go on to make a movie about the financial crisis of the late 2000s, or maybe you would. Maybe you would saw that undertone, but still, I mean, in one movie, there's a scene where a bunch of Anchorman fight, and a guy throws a trident at another man, and then in The Big Short, again, it's like the darkest movie. While having some comedy, I've never seen The Big Short though. That's one movie I've been meaning to watch, but I just haven't seen. You there, or are you You thinking, or are you frozen? You just texted me because I'm just like you're frozen with like a thinking look, like Let me try to ramble as Banks is getting his bearings. Currently, our poll is at 3 votes. 67% have voted for Rick and Morty. 33% have voted for Stranger Things. So I have 2-1 votes essentially over Banks and which show is better. 10-minute intermission pretty much, but
No, go ahead, because
no, it was just something happened. You were frozen like this. I'm just like, man, does this man know selling what I'm saying?
I'll tell you later.
But no, so sorry, we apologize for that intermission, but
No, it'll be edited out. So
I know, but in 3-hour movies, they normally have an intermission anyway. But
exactly.
Yeah, so the Lakers show. Why aren't you looking forward to it? Why do you think it'll be bad?
Because it's the fucking Lakers. That's all.
Okay, besides that, you don't think the history of the Lakers, especially the Showtime era Lakers, is interesting?
Give me the real shit. Hold on. Oh baby, I like it, bro. Magic Johnson type beat. Give me the Magic shit.
I hope the show is honest in that aspect. Like him, like what do you say? Like I lost count, or what do you say in that interview? Like
I was with 20, or whatever he said. It was like 5 at a time. Hey, I feel like that's 5 too much. Cause it's right now in 2021. I'll be like, hey man, it's about 31 years. Which one of y'all bitches kicked me? Which one of y'all kicked me? He should ask that question right now.
Kicked you like what, like Tony Atlas style? Like
kicked your immune system.
Oh.
It was one of them 5. I don't give a fuck. He got to ask questions.
Never mind. I was going to say something, but never mind.
No, we already here. You might
No.
They got to give us the insight on all that. Otherwise, it's like Kareem just being an asshole to people and just being 7 feet.
That's what I was about to say. Like, I hope they maybe talk about like why this guy. I mean, they show him making airplane in the trailer, so I guess that's something to look forward to. I hope they kind of.
It's a good movie, but damn, motherfuckers act
it.
like that's the end all, the be all. I seen it like a long time ago. They make it like it's the end all, the be all of like comedy movies. Like, all right, bro.
You know why?
I speak jive. All right, motherfucker.
because it was that outrageous and not serious at all in terms of like we are just it's just all jokes and again not even really a parody because but it was a parody, you know, parody of like a disaster movie and all that.
Exactly.
And that there's a movie on again a Netflix movie, Stupid and Futile Gesture, about the guy that created the National Lampoon. It's actually pretty good.
He was a freak bull, huh?
Not really. He was just more of like a comedy genius that was like willing to push the envelope. Because the National Lampoon has a famous cover of like a gun to the dog's head, saying like, "If you don't buy this magazine, we'll kill this dog." It's hilarious. It's hilarious, but so dark.
Yo, people going. If Peter ever hear this, you in trouble because you always be talking about Pops from Friday. Now you talking about that
because you are Pops from Friday.
I took a dog and I
grabbed it. You know,
see, there you go.
Because you know, see that's acting, people. Because John Witherspoon showed that. So I hope John Witherspoon was like, my character in this scene. I'm supposed to grab an imaginary dog. And I'm just supposed to shake it, just like shake the life. And then F. Gary Grary's like, yeah. And John was like, okay.
I really wish that was the case, but he from Detroit.
I wish John Witherspoon did have. I really wish John Witherspoon would have had an act. My bang, bang, bang.
That'd be hilarious. Him having that accent. He from Detroit.
Yeah.
Like, Baby Tron, is that you?
I mean, Big Sean probably has that.
Oh, here we go. No, his accent should be trash, just like his music capability.
God, that was like I told you, that was a fun because I had never heard that before. That was the funniest thing. Like this man literally tried to rhyme "gosh" and "Costner."
But did you listen to the song after I told you?
No, I told you I will listen. It's a Big Sean song. Come on.
So I want you to listen to it so you think, even though you can look at the lyrics,
your interpretation is so much better because you said it out of nowhere. Then I was like, "The fuck did you just say to me?" Someone should show that to Kevin Costner, and he'd be just dumbfounded. Like, again, with his Western accent, I mean, with his Southern accent, even though he's from fucking Compton, be like, well, what the fuck's a Big Sean?
Motherfucker, none of your characters.
Oh God.
The fact that you still go back to that whole dog thing, and it's been like a year and a half, is hilarious.
It's well, Friday's one of the best movies ever.
No. I know where you got that from about me and the dog, and
because you were stranded somewhere in the damn dog.
Hey, after his internet connection went out,
with the roaches,
I damn near wanted to strangle another dog.
I know what you mean by that.
Hey, once again, me and you.
God. Yeah. You know, like in the steamboat, Ric Flair, like, throw me to the corner, you dumb son of a bitch. Then I'm gonna flip over, walk the fucking apron, and then you're gonna knock me down. Come on.
We know each other's spots. We've been doing 60+ minutes a lot. Well, not that way.
I mean, I'm curious to see what Pat Riley was like. Even though, I mean, Adrian Brody. I mean, I know it. He's kind of a good actor, but he's just an asshole.
Why do you say this is the second time you said that? What has happened before? I think you elaborated last time, but for the audience, first time listening.
I said like the Halle Berry thing for one. Like what the fuck?
Copy my whole flow. And
then he did the Rastafarian accent on SNL when they told him not to. So, and it's 10 times worse when you find out if you watch that and you're just like, God, this is bad, but it's like 100, like I said, 10 times worse when you find out like Lorne Michaels said, don't do it. And then he did it and he's like, you're fucking banned for life. You can never come back to this show.
I'll be like, thank you. Ban me from SNL.
Because we got to show up to be, ladies and gentlemen, Big Sean.
I ain't doing shit. No sell that. You ever see Patrice in that movie with the talking animals? Or the talking dogs or something like that. Him and Norton talk about that on Opie and Anthony. Because there's a movie they did and they had a little dance scene at the end, and then you see Norton dancing, but then you see Patrice O'Neal just no selling, just looking pissed off like.
Oh, the Strange Wilderness movie. No, I haven't seen it. No.
I haven't seen either, but I've seen that scene after
Yeah.
listening to Opie Anthony. That shit's hilarious. That's how I be with Big Sean. You'll be like, ladies and gentlemen, Big Sean. And I'm
Oh,
just
I
up
have to
here
do
like,
it in the. I'd have to make a better Big Sean accent besides "Oh gosh, oh god,"
no, that's good.
because that's the only way. So I'd be like, how do you say like ladies and no, see, I can't even do like. But he's literally like, oh
This is
god,
your
oh
voice.
god.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Jesus had the best thing where like Big Sean is like the little brother in a sitcom, like Sean. Like basically he's Roger from Sister Sister. Jesus had that like take. He was spot on with that, where he's like, Sean's in trouble again. Because he just has like that mischievous look.
He does, little dude, the little voice, bad raps, little girlfriend, bad singing, great sitcom.
Oh, and they're talking about Ariana Grande.
No.
Because I was like, what? Well, you say that about your girl. I mean, she's in Don't Look Up. With Kid Cudi.
Yeah, it's not movie of the year now. I forgot Kid Cudi's in it. Is that what you're gonna do if you got to introduce Kid Cudi? Ladies and gentlemen,
Just
Kid Cudi.
I'm just like,
Put him on fucking stage. I'm definitely no selling. I did not want to see the Amazon Prime documentary. The best thing about that documentary is that Kanye clip I always use. That's where it's from.
That was one of your takes this week, right? Well, I mean, we already kind of knew, but the Kanye is an icon, right?
He been. How you been an icon for 10 years?
Even though he has all the baggage. I mean, it's really 15 years, right?
When he said George Bush don't care about black people, that's when he became an icon. Because he was, am I wrong?
And then Chris Tucker is like,
shit, I got to pay my taxes. First thing he said, you fucking it up, man. I got to pay my taxes. And then 16, 15 years later, look at $10 million.
18 years. 18 years.
That's how much you gonna owe for that 10 million. You better get the sixth element, Chris Tucker. You better sixth element.
6, 7, 8.
$7. You better get on.
That's the thing that's been going on. Not to detract too much, but he's a famous bag dropper. I saw there's that tweet going around that had a lot of quote tweets about Letitia Wright dropping the bag with Black Panther 2. Again, this really isn't like a full. I mean, is it a fully confirmed story? I know the Hollywood Reporter, I think, has said some subtle stuff about it, but it's not a big thing where like the official report is like Letitia Wright won't get vaccinated, therefore they can't make this movie.
You could tell. Like, you knew just because she was saying it last year, I won't get vaxxed, but it's been subtle hints that she like, yeah, I don't want to do this from like this injury that's non-disclosed. They was like, yeah, it's worse than what it is. And then they was like, well, she said it's worse than what it is, but then they saying it's not. Then it's the whole vax situation. Then you keep hearing about different things they trying out. We barely, and you know what I mean? It's Marvel, Disney, so they kind of hide stuff. But the fact is nothing coming out at all. Then you got the great pressure saying that, you know, old school pressure, I should say. You got her saying that
Angela Bassett.
we on hiatus. Yeah, Angela Bassett, old school pressure. Now they talking about
shout out to Courtney B. Vance, who was like not even a 6-man, like an 9-man on the roster, getting Angela Bassett. See, the thing, he actually had a decent career. Then playing Johnny Cochran, he kind of got elevated again. But again, she married someone who was on a smaller scale as an actor.
Hey, in the words of Pharrell, my nigga, you can do it too. But it's just been subtle things that's like, all right, bro. Like, this is what I say. In life, sometimes you gotta know when to hold them. No, RIP. He said it perfect, bro. You gotta know when to fold. It just, bro. Maybe this is the great Chadwick saying, "Please, can y'all stop?" Or maybe it's just the universe guy who.
But you're saying fold them and like don't make this movie.
It wasn't that when he died, everybody's like, what the fuck? Don't do it. Unless you're gonna recast him. You got now the new reports talking about, well, we about to get rid of her and M'Baku about to be new Black Panther. Huh?
Which I can understand because
just fucking let it go.
I bet they have Winston Duke in a contract for like 4 more movies. Cause like, you know, like Frank Grillo said, like I'm actually contractually obligated to do 2 or 3 more movies, but my character's dead. But it's just like the option, like they were to revive him or prequel or whatever. I would come back to this. I would come back and do these movies, but
just let it go.
They really like by doing an honorable thing, they fucked themselves by saying we're not going to recast him. It was a kind thing to say, but like in the grand scheme, it's like, and again, even though the character becomes Black Panther in the comics in terms of Shuri, it's just like you were streamlining that too early, probably, exactly. And like how are you going to write out the T'Challa part given the powers of the Black Panther? But again, something could have happened, etc., and all that.
But even then, it won't make it right. Like, let's say, the blimp, as they call it, it's like if they do that, you'd be like, well, the Thanos effect worked on certain people, including T'Challa.
Well, we already saw him come back in Endgame. So
that's what I'm saying. But that's the only way you're gonna do it. Like, T'Challa, this shit with Thanos really happened.
It would have to be where he, like, out of all people, that like stripped him of the blip, maybe stripped him of the Black Panther, and then he got killed like during a bout or something after that, where. But he was unaware. No, they would do some shit like that, like how they pulled the wool over our eyes with this Spider-Verse thing, in terms of like they said a universe existed with Mysterio, and it didn't, which was pretty good. It was pretty funny, but then they fucked us over by being like, actually, a universe outside of this does exist, and it's just like. Well, I think that's what makes people more upset about Far From Home in this latest news cycle. Not that at the time it was mildly received. I think people are more frustrated with it now because they said it wasn't going to happen, and now they're saying it is going to happen. And they're saying it's going to happen with mainly all the other Spider-Man movies. Nothing in terms of, like, it's not like there's another Iron Man they can bring in, or etc. They probably will at a later date, but I think they're holding off on that.
Well, they got Ironheart. Ooh, she did.
No, I know, but I'm saying, like, they're like, if they really ever wanted to bring Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. and as Tony Stark back, this would be a way for them to do that. By undoing Peter Parker's wish, you could probably undo Tony Stark dying or Steve Rogers going away, etc. Because I bet at the end of the day, well, I think Chris Evans would probably say, like, give me all the fucking money to come back because I'm not going to do this anymore.
Right, because you could tell they keep referencing him too.
Yeah.
Like in this, apparently it's a shot of Captain America's shield or some shit like that. They won't let these, which is fine. Like if you just want to show these key factors in Avengers, or these key characters, I should say, in Avengers, that's fine. You know what I mean? Because you got to keep letting people know where they come from, how this intertwines, and etc. But at this point, listen. What you always say, you'll never get your fucking money back. Marvel, Disney is definitely saying that to us. Like, I'm like, yeah, I don't think Far From Home is gonna be, or No Way Home is gonna be good. But they like, it's too fucking late. You gave us your $8.
We'll find out in less than 7 days. So
unless I get a screener copy, or I should say a can rip. I'm sorry, if I get a can rip, I ain't going to the fucking theaters.
Again, they've already done this like Venom's gonna be in these in this universe. And that Tom Holland will potentially be a Tom Holland, Tom Hardy team up movie, and I think that has more to do with Sony, mismanaging Spider-Man, like they have been doing for the fucking entirety of them holding the rights. But Kevin Feige, I think, is just willing to do whatever they want to have the character in the universe still. I think he's bending to their will, but he just knows that Spider-Man needs to be in the MCU because Tom Holland's presence, and they can do so much more with Spider-Man than they can without him.
Absolutely. And
I think that's
going back to what you're saying now too.
I was saying that's why they're hesitant about killing Black Panther off entirely, in terms of like there will never be another Black Panthers, because they're like, well, we don't have Iron Man. They are gonna have Ironheart. We have a new Captain America. Again, in a proper one, because again, Sam Wilson does become Captain America in the comics as well. Mm-hmm. It's just, it really is like they had the Attitude Era, and now they're going to the Ruthless Aggression Era, but this is the early stage of Ruthless Aggression. 02, 03, 04 is when John Cena, Randy Orton, Batista start to bloom, and then 05, they're the stars. They haven't really gotten to that yet, and I think they're kind of hoping that Shang-Chi. The stars of the TV shows, again, there's all the Young Avengers rumors that are supposed to happen with Haley Steinfeld and anyone else that they've been casting. I think Ant-Man's daughter, Cassie Lang, as well. for him to be part of that. But so that's why they make kind of these smaller movies and shows about the side characters, because they're hoping for a bigger future with kind of the lesser knowns. And they do have the ultimate like trap card and the X-Men, and when they deploy that, it's a wrap. They'll be able to keep the engine going for another 10 plus years, but they're still like, how are we going to do this? Do we do it straight from this, or like a straight origin story, or like they've existed the whole time? And that's a tricky thing to figure. And the Fantastic Four as well, which is why that's far in the distance, because I think they really made it far in the distance, not just because John Watts had to finish Spider-Man before he could go and devote time to Fantastic Four. I bet if they were like, if Sony pulls Spider-Man, then we really need Fantastic Four to kickstart right away and then do all that. But they still have Blade, which is another cult hero. Who knows if they'll ever bring back Punisher or Ghost Rider in proper forms and with the same actors or not. I mean, same actors, so John Bernthal returning if the Charlie Cox's Daredevil is true. I still am like, until I see it, I'm not believing anything.
No,
I've been in that mindset. I know, but I've been in that mindset, especially in the MCU the last like 2 or 3 years. It's not until I see it, I'm not believing it.
Yeah, because Kevin Feige said like for sure Charlie Cox is in the new Spider-Man movie and some other shit. So they trying to bring those franchises into the.
And if I'm being honest, I wish they didn't. Wish they would just kept that Netflix stuff to the side. No offense to them, but like those shows had moments. That's all they were.
That's what I want to say too. Not to cut you off.
Season 2 of Daredevil is great though. But overall.
But this is where I'm going earlier with the conversation that we had about how it's just like 3-4 entertainment companies. This how it is. It's just like everything is about to be under Disney for the most part, like all the huge blockbusters, just because they own so many companies. So this is what I want to say too about that and how it relates to the Spider-Man shit and how we said Tom Holland's in a 360 deal. So once again, it's about the money. Vince McMahon voice. It's all about the money. With Black Panther, do we need another one? Hell no. Do they want another one? Yeah, because now they're trying to capitalize off of him dying. So it's like, yeah, let's get some money somehow. Because even if we know the movie is going to be weak, like me and you keep saying No Way Home is probably not going to be good. We'll see in a week or so.
It just is doing so much.
Yeah, and then with Black Panther 2, that's what I'm saying. It's just like, it's too much dip on the chip. And then you don't have to watch it, but people want to watch it just to see what do you do after Chadwick dies. But like I said, once again, maybe it's like the universe, God, whoever you believe in. It's like, yo, can you just stop? Because this keep happening. Shorty saying I'm good. It went from a vaccine to her kayfabe the injury, her selling this injury, them on hiatus. It just keeps having situations over and over where it's just like, yo, I think y'all just want to stop. So for this to come out, and then I think they said something about they were thinking about recasting her with another actress, or people were suggesting that they recast her for another actress. It's like, yo, how strong is this story for y'all to believe in to even think about recasting her? If you were to recast her, I think you should just know when to fold it, bro. Just turn it all in. Black Panther is one of the highest grossing movies ever. It's a cult classic. It did what it's supposed to do and then some. Nobody thought it was.
No, it's not a cult classic when you make what they make. It's not a cult classic.
Yeah, let me rephrase.
I know what you meant,
it's a classic in some type of form.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if you don't go see it again, it did what it was supposed to do. It's like a living embodiment of art at this point, just based on you got kids, which is unfortunate that they don't know that Chadwick passed. Like, parents still haven't told their kids that he passed away, which is powerful enough to tell you that, yo, it's been a year and a half since that man passed. That movie been out for 3 years now, 3.5 years. It'll be 4 years, February 2022.
Yeah.
And crazy. People are still talking about this movie. People are still saying Wakanda forever. Bruh, y'all got the money. He did what he was supposed to do. He's part of the highest grossing movie ever, or the second highest gross. I think Avatar went back up to number 1, but still another Disney property being Avatar because of Fox and then buying Fox. Y'all got 2 movies as the highest grossing movies of all time. He did what he's supposed to do. The merch is still selling. People still saying Wakanda forever. People still talking about this movie. The Black Panther song got nominated all the stars got nominated for an Oscar. They won for best costume. Dog, just let the shit go. It ain't working. Nobody. I feel like now at this point, with all the shit that has happened, if you put this movie out, even if you recast her, I think it's gonna fail. I don't think it's gonna make as much money or nearly as enough money as the first one. If you would have if everything would have went according to plan, which they probably had before, like, yeah, we probably won't recast him, but we'll have Shuri become Black Panther. I think it makes something close to what the first one make, but it won't pass it up. Now, if you put this movie up with all the bullshit that people know, like people in the industry, kids ain't gonna care. But then when kids find out, yo, where's the Black Panther at? Where's Chadwick at? Because they know him, they don't even know him as Chadwick. I've heard parents say, no, that's my son or my daughter calls him the Black Panther. Yeah, when they don't see him, when you taking your kids to see, they're like, man, where the fuck is the Black Panther at? Who is, like, I know Shuri, but why is she the Black Panther? What happened? And then they start digging in because kids aren't as stupid as people make them to be. They know they got technology now too. They're gonna look it up.
Yeah.
Wait, 2020 Chadwick, mommy or daddy, what does that mean about, through? Then you gotta explain to them deaf. So now you done had the kids work themselves into a shoot because y'all tried to kayfabe it for too long. Yo, just let it go so then the kids won't even have to think about what the fuck happened to the Black Panther. Like, yo, I understand we live in a capitalist ass fucking world. We live in this fucking country. I don't even want to start that. We already got the title earlier this year about America.
That's why we call it Piss Hole America.
Yeah, this piss hole ass country that's still making people go out, even though the Marion variant is out here. People still working, people still dying, unfortunately. It's bad enough we got to go through this shit. Like, bro, y'all made the money. Far From Home, I said months ago, is going to be one of the highest grossing movies ever. Y'all about to make the money. Y'all got Tom Holland 360 deal, and y'all got him in a Leo Cohen deal.
Not the MCU. They probably have him in a deal where, as long as he has a deal with Sony, he probably has an MCU deal. Because don't forget, the whole thing was he had to fight to be part of the MCU because he knows, like, once he's in Sony's hands, he's fucked.
But that's what it is now, David. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. That's a 360 deal. Like,
I know that. No, I'm saying, but like,
I'm making money off tour. I ain't getting no royalties.
Again, the MCU doesn't get any of the Spider-Man money. That's the part.
You know what his deal is? He in a little pump deal. We're gonna give you some shit. We're gonna give you a nice advance.
Well, yeah, like, he streams over money. Yeah.
Like nowadays, he was like, yo, he got a nice Rolls Royce. That's the same shit they do with the rappers. They like, yo, here's some advance money. Go get you some diamonds. Go get you some nice clothes. But I also think
he doesn't care about it. Like if he knows that he and Zendaya will be together for like the next 20 years, he was like, then I could just retire now and then live off her for the rest of my life.
But eventually she's gonna get Oscar nominated. Tom Holland, you ain't gonna see no Oscar probably.
I think that's why he tried to do that. I think he tried that with that movie Cherry. I think the Russo brothers tried at that as well, and people were like, "Yeah, you guys are better off doing what you were doing before, all three of you." Like, no one wants to see Tom Holland play opioid addict veteran. They want to see him be fun and charming and charismatic, which is what he is. But he had to prove that he can act because people were questioning it for so long.
And we would believe him, but guess what? To the end of his life,
he's gonna be
Spider-Man.
Well, no, it's not just the like you're Spider-Man, no, it's you Spider-Man. That was the thing with, like I said, with Jake Gyllenhaal earlier. It's like he had to prove by doing Nightcrawler, Prisoners, Okja, all these movies.
Not to cut you off, guess what?
All these movies after Prince of Persia, he had to prove that he can act because he tried to do the superstar thing, and they were like, "You're not a superstar, you're an actor." And he's like, "Then I'll be an actor."
And guess what? Even with him, I'm like, "Damn, that's Bubble Boy."
Because that movie is a special place in your heart. And then it's just like, I mean, everyone kind of knows an actor from. It's a shorthand in that way. It's an identifier.
Yeah, but I mean, it's different than the actors. You can't just be like Denzel's like, yo.
Well, that shows you. That's what we talked about last week with, are you a star or are you famous? Jake Gyllenhaal is famous. Is Jake Gyllenhaal a star? Leo's a star. Tom Cruise is a star. Because you would call him Tom. Well, you probably call Tom Hanks Tom and Cruise. Then you call Denzel, Johnny Depp, Johnny. Well, if you're not a shorthand by like your name, if it's the first or last, you're not a star. You're famous.
Hey, and guess what? Johnny Depp is the biggest They Trick Y'all Hall of Famer. He's the Michael Jordan of the Hall of Fame.
We've discussed that before.
Yeah, because it's like you got famous just by I ain't hating, but you know what I mean. Like I understand the females was rocking with you. Like I am kind of hating.
Well, he
in a
was the
certain
muse.
sense.
He was the muse of a filmmaker that could express himself through this guy, and Tim that being Tim Burton can express himself through Johnny Depp because
Right.
Johnny Depp was willing to be Tim Burton's, cinematic portrayal, whether it was Edward Scissorhands or fucking everything else after that.
Right. And that's why I can't even knock the hustle because you need a coach. You feel me? Like he saw him as his Shaq, his Kobe. He saw him as whoever your superstar player is like. But I can't even do that because those are, without a doubt, Hall of Famers, superstars, etc. So I'll think of another player maybe, and then it'd be like, all right, cool on the surface because I have a player in mind, but I don't want to use that analogy just because people bash him already. Okay, he's probably James Harden. I think James Harden is one of the greatest players of all time, but people be like, he trick y'all because he's a one-trick pony. So with
No,
Johnny
it'd have to be
Depp,
a guy who kind of came before him in a way. He'd have to be
a 90s player.
a 90s to 2000s player that
I like
he would have.
that.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean,
Like David Robinson.
someone like James
Maybe
Harden
Karl
now,
Malone.
probably, yeah.
Yeah, because it's not. Yeah, I'll probably just use it. Redacted Malone. I'm sorry. Fuck you, Karl Malone.
Because I would maybe say Channing Tatum is James Harden in terms of like you see he has the talent, but not really because it'd be like, but
Because James Harden is talented and always been talented, but with Channing, it's like okay.
no, Channing Tatum is too, but it's like Channing Tatum couldn't
I can't say
do everything. I don't know, he is. Come on,
Not to step on your opinion and step over what you're
No.
saying, but
it's that thing. It's like, I mean, was James
and I'm
Harden,
hating on him because he got Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah.
So now
Was James Harden better as the sixth man on the Thunder or the leader of the Rockets?
leaders the Rockets?
Yeah, so it'd have to be a thing where
Because the only way you've seen Channing Tatum lead, unfortunately, is that movie people hate with Jamie Foxx, the President movie. I forgot the name.
no, but I mean, like Channing Tatum's
White House
whole thing
Down, I
was
think.
like him and Step Up, but then he has 21 and 22 Jump Street, and like it's the thing where like, oh, and this guy and the Magic Mike, like he kind of has a big run.
But remember, was it Coach Carter? What was the movie they tried to make
Coach
him?
Carter's way before.
What movie was it? Coach Carter when they tried to make him like number one, or was it?
No,
Remember
it's
the
Step Up.
Titans?
It's Step Up.
No. He was in. Remember, he was in.
He was in
sports
Coach
movie.
Carter. He was in Coach Carter before Step Up. But Step Up is like no one
It's
recognized him. No one really recognized him in Coach Carter until like after.
But they were. If you look at that movie, if you haven't seen it or if you have seen it and it's been a long time, look at it now. You could tell they was like, nah, put him in the front.
No, it's because they still put Jose Gonzalez in the front.
Well, because he plays into that story more so.
But he was a
anybody.
guy he was a guy coming up in Hollywood anyway. He was in Biker Boys. He was in a few other stuff kind of before.
The Spanish movie, the action movie. I forgot the name of it.
I can't remember.
It didn't do so well at the box office.
He was in The Rookie, but you would see him in a lot of stuff kind of before Coach Carter. And he was again even Robert Richard was in fucking Cousin Skeeter and then One on One, right?
Yeah, and some movie called Chocolate City. I'll never see
that. Well, that's after the fact. That's after the fact.
Yeah.
But
I think they made a sequel to that.
I don't agree with you that they should just fold it because it sucks to say it, but it's the true thing. It's still the MCU needs representation. It's still a predominantly white film universe. It might have Anthony Mackie as Captain America, but like, and Don Cheadle is War Machine, but they still need more diversity. That's why they have Shang-Chi now, Kamala Khan and Miss Marvel coming up. Again, we're still a year or two from Blade. They still need Black Panther just in terms of like proper representation, and we in Hollywood needs that overall. Again, that's why Black Panther was a huge success. It's not like, again, there had never been a black superhero movie before, but this was the biggest studio in the world putting all the money behind it, saying like this won't fail because it's us.
Yeah, it's by far the most
They
popular.
should probably. I would agree with you that they should shut it down for now, pick it up try to figure everything out, start again in a year or two.
Yeah, it's on hold indefinitely though.
Yeah, but I mean, funny enough,
But
I think
if it's me,
you should cast Desmond Idris as T'Challa. I think that would work. Or not even joking.
People.
Not even
No,
joking.
but it's
I think
you can actually do.
Yeah.
I think this might make them say, "Fuck it, bro. We might.
Have to. That's what I'm saying. So that's why you just shut it down for a year, put it on the back burner.
Have you heard about the script? Right? They rewritten that shit.
No, I haven't heard anything about it. Yeah. Well, I would believe it given what they had to do after his passing. And then again, are we doing Shuri? Are we gonna bring back Killmonger somehow? And then Michael B. Jordan's like, I can't do another one of these because I'm trying to do all this other shit. Like,
right.
Even though his plans never seem to blossom. I mean, Creed is he'll be making Creed 3, but like after that, I think his career will be in question.
Right, that's what I'm saying, because that's about to come up and he training for that. So it's like now you're on hiatus. So then I have to go here, shoot this, and then they about to start shooting Creed 3. And then
but he's directing. That's the thing. Like he can't. It's like I can't come back for this unless I know it's a definite thing. Then I got to put. It's like the one or the other. And,
right. Like even if because
I would say that's the cursed property now in terms of how you talk about Cowboy Bebop was in development hell until they figured it out in like 2017 they announced they were going to make it into a show. And then 2018 they were like, here's the cast. And then 2019 is like, we're filming it. He got injured. They're like, we're going to push it back. COVID happens. The whole mess of it. So you should, just shut everything down now. What do you have in the can? You have Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Multiverse, and then
that got shook. They pushed that back because they shook. They scared to death.
They picked the wrong guy anyway in Sam Raimi. No offense to Sam Raimi, but like you picked the wrong guy again.
In 2021, yeah. That's why they had to do massive reshoots.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm disappointed in how a majority of the Star Wars universe has turned out. You hired the wrong people to begin with, and then when they turn out a product that you didn't want, you're like, fuck, we got to fix this. It's like, no shit, because you hired the wrong people.
But they keep trying to do the diversity thing too much with Star Wars. And it's like, yo, you keep putting these people in, not faulting them, but you keep putting these people in situations where they have to defend themselves against
where they're going to fail.
Incels.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like they pick Josh Trank, and then Fantastic Four happens, and they're just like, well, we can't let you make this movie now. Your last movie sucked. It's like, this is only his second fucking movie. What would you expect? Like, not everyone's Spielberg right out the gate. And then they announced James Mangold, and then James Mangold's like, I'd kind of rather do anything else than this.
Because it's too much. They pick Lord and Miller. The studio. You got to deal with the Star Wars people. You got to deal with the fans more than anything. Why do you think George Lucas said, hey, bro, just give me $2 billion. Y'all can have this shit. I'm fucking tired of asking about lightsabers 30 years later.
The MCU was smart where they hired, to an extent, mid-directors. They hired Peyton Reed, who did Bring It On in the breakup, to come and shoot Ant-Man at the last second after it wasn't working with Edgar Wright. They had to make some small changes there. They had to recast some people. They had the Russo brothers direct The Winter Soldier because they can tell these guys essentially what to do. Follow the script is what I'm saying. Whereas like, as soon as Kathleen Kennedy hires someone, as soon as they're making the movie, she's like, "This isn't what I thought it would be." Then, especially in terms of Solo, it's like, well, you hired the two guys who made a fucking improv cop comedy. Why would you expect them to follow a fucking Lawrence Kasdan script when these guys make a movie that just has a story? Then they fill in the rest of the part when they're making it.
Also, with the Star Wars franchise, it's like, bro, yeah, it's ideals you could play with, but it's like, what more do you want from me? Like, bro, what else can you do? Y'all motherfuckers just taking Star Wars and just get more out of it. Like, bro, it's only so much you can get, and then y'all got so many misdirection. Well, we should do this, and we like, bro, what the fuck? Y'all wanted a dark Star Wars movie. Y'all kind of got that with the Han Solo.
That was the thing.
Didn't work
out. They said
like,
Rogue One was supposed to be their war movie, and then Gareth Edwards tried to make like Saving Private Ryan. They're like, no, this is too dark. We're Star Wars. And then he's probably like, then why'd you hire me?
Like, brother, Road Squadron. Yeah, I'm probably mispronouncing it. Road.
Well, that's right. So they said Patty Jenkins has to leave Wonder Woman 3 or put it on hold to go make Rogue Squadron, but it was just, again, weeks after Kathleen Kennedy strikes again in terms of like, we might have to shit cam Patty Jenkins because I picked the wrong person for the 14th fucking time. Like she's James Dolan running the Knicks.
Like Well, bitch, how many coaches you gonna have? You done got Mike Brown. You done got motherfucking Jason Kidd. I'm glad that you used that analogy.
No, it
You
is.
got
She's literally James Wilkes. She's like, you know, I'm going to put in
Fizdale.
charge Isaiah Thomas. Why would Isaiah Thomas be a good GM? Like,
We done gave Starberry $100 million, Eddie Curry, and then you gonna blame me when we can't win.
They signed Amari Stoudemire, who was like going to that free agency.
You got
like,
no knees.
Well, he was the ultimate, like, it was like literally 70% risk, 30% reward. Because like, if this guy's healthy, he'll be unstoppable. And the first 2 months of that season, he was. I was like, I remember reading the box scores.
28.
I was like, holy shit, Amari Stoudemire is killing it. And they had a decent record.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and this
is looking like the MVP.
This is after he came back from the fucked up eye injury where like they had to put a belt in his eye. I was like, how would you even do that? And he's playing the glasses. And then it's like, yeah, I remember reading like every day, like Stoudemire put up 30 and 10, 30, 31 and 12.
And 2 blocks.
Whoa.
Yep.
And, and then what do? They trade for Carmelo when they could have signed him the next year because he wanted to get out early because he could get more money through the extension. But they, again, rushed that. And then the next, luckily they caught fire with Linsanity and then J.R. Smith's 6th Man of the Year season.
How long did that last for a month?
But that's it's just like, no, it's a Star Wars thing. Like, these movies are going to make money, but the critics are like, oh, it had the potential to be good or it's bad or, they're placating this. It's, yeah. The funny thing about Star Wars is the best thing is The Mandalorian, which she, I think, almost has like little involvement in, which is the funny part.
Good job, Larry.
Because Dave Filoni's just like, I can do this. Just like stay away. Like,
it's like being at work. I don't know if you got motherfuckers at my old job.
No,
have motherfuckers just I can't stand you motherfuckers that do that just do too much. Like, oh no, well, what if you do this? Like, it's fucking getting done. What extra shit? I don't like when people do more than what it's supposed to be done. Stop trying to overcompensate for everything. Just let the shit be what it is. It's gonna get done. She's the perfect example that's like, yo, we got a direction, we're gonna do this. But yet you trying to add more to it. No, I think we should. Bitch, do you want the shit made?
But it's doing it halfway, whereas like Kevin Feige, I think from the start, it's like, it's my way or the highway. And then everyone's like, well, what can I do this? And he's probably like, no. And they're like, okay.
He got that ashy ass hat on. They just listen to him. Yo, producers and directors got that same look. Big ass overcoat, bleached ass jeans.
Well, the hat is a director's staple, and then it became a bald producer staple. Again, and then it's a weird look to have.
Like, bro, how many leather jackets do you have with the overcoat? It's like the Triple H look, but then they got the. I don't even know what type of shoes them is, bro. They look like dress shoes, but then they look like fucking Reebok soldiers, like Juvenile and them used to wear.
But yeah, it's interesting time. I always say it's an interesting time just in terms of everything in wrestling and entertainment, because not just because of the pandemic, but like you're saying, it's really two places running shit. Warner Brothers is getting in there, but it's still weird with, like, I still don't fully understand the Discovery thing. Because I'm like, are they taking over the content part of it or like what? But it just shows that these companies are selling to bigger companies to then get controlled over by another company entirely because they're in one aspect, which is like energy. Now they're getting into entertainment. It's all like the billionaire bullshit.
Hey, bro,
process.
We live in a monopoly.
It's not just that. That's been known, but in terms of when it comes to the creative side, which is what you and I talk about, these movies and shows, which are kind of like the smaller sectors of it, but they still generate revenue. So they have to pay attention to, and like, why are we sinking $30 million into this TV show? Like, I don't know how much Cowboy Bebop was made for, but something like Netflix, which is
19 mil. Let me look it up.
But it was something that was pure. Oh, I bet it was probably. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 50 or 60 total. But again, that's something that just Netflix is just purely about movies and TV. It doesn't do like it's not like we have a Netflix theme park or anything else. Which so they are thriving on subscriptions and all that. That's how they're staying alive. And in order to sink all this money in, and they have to make something which is still weird. And who knows? They'll always continue to raise the price, and then it'll just become cable now. But it'll be cable that like it's just this channel's own creation. I think after a while, I think probably in the next 5 years, everyone will stop selling their stuff to Netflix, or they'll do the thing that Sony did, which is partner up with them. Like
that's what it is. It's just everybody be like, shit, we can't compete. Let's sell.
Because that's the thing. Like we'll probably be able to watch. What is it? Next year it starts the Sony Netflix partnership. Well, we'll see all Sony content be able to be on them, which is weird because they have Stars. So it's basically like fuck yous and Stars in terms of like their movies and shit. Like I don't know if all the shows from Stars are going to be on Netflix, or I mean, probably not any current ones. But I think they're using Netflix as a way to house their movies and all that, because I think it's expected to be like the Spider-Man movies, Jumanji, Men in Black, 21, 22 Jump Street, and all that are expected to be on the service. But you know, I
don't see the budget. I'm trying to look it up. I know somebody said basically.
Well, they would never really announce their budgets anywhere. I mean, if they don't announce how many people watch their shit, they're not really announcing their budgets either.
You know why? Because we ain't got no budget. How much we need for this? Hey,
that's my whole thing. Is like, how much money are you really? How are you able to make these shows if you're charging? I mean, you could probably have 2 billion people and charge them all $17 each. But like, how can you continue to make this and then buy the rights to that?
Because you keep on flipping. So you take that money that studio was supposed to buy the product for, you take that from, like you saying, the subscriptions. But then when they make this, it's gambling essentially what they're doing, which is the entertainment industry as a whole. It's like, all right, let's take this money, and then if it makes us a certain amount, we'll take that money, put it into this. Just like that's why they can't do like huge actors and actresses in every single product as much as they want to, because it's like, yo, we gotta take this. And of course the actors aren't getting like 20 million like they used to, but it's still like, all right, take this, put it in this movie. Then we get that money back, pay Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, and whoever, and Adam McKay for this. Then when they make that money, which is probably gonna be 100, 200 mil, maybe, take that, put it in another product. Then when we get the money back from that, hey, what the fuck is, I don't know, Kurt Russell doing? I don't know. Let's put him in here and get this. But if you can afford to pay for Dwayne, you're pretty much good.
Yeah, no, like you just said, like, but at least every big time star will do a Netflix movie because, again, it's instantly accessible in terms of, like, when it drops on there, it's there and it's there forever. So and that's why The Irishman was such a big deal going to Netflix. It's like that they have and will always have a Martin Scorsese movie starring Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, and Joe Pesci. And that's now they have an action movie starring Dwayne Johnson, Ryan Reynolds, and Gal Gadot. They'll have a comedy by Adam McKay starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence. And then they were going to try to get that other Scorsese, DiCaprio, De Niro movie, but Apple snatched that from them.
Yeah, I was about to say that was in production for a minute before they actually started principal photography. It took them a minute.
It started right when COVID happened, but then DiCaprio stepped out of the starring role and picked a supporting part instead. But it's just how this company runs. That's what I mean. It's like, so I don't think they tried to sabotage Cowboy Bebop, because why do you want to sabotage something yourself? But like, I think once his injury happened and then once COVID happened, they were like, I think what you said with Black Panther, they cut their losses. They're like, we got this, it's in the tank. I mean, it's in the chamber. And that's all it's going to be. We're not going to run this back. This will live as this alone. And certain stuff like that, for them, they'll get a huge hit like Squid Game, which they didn't expect. And they have that show Money Heist, which is a big deal. And that's a year.
And I still need to watch that.
I haven't seen either Squid Game or Money Heist, but those are big shows internationally.
Squid Games, it took me a minute. That shit fire, low key. I ain't gonna hold you.
But you can talk about it on Best of the Year in a few weeks. But And again, the Squid Game creator says like, yeah, we can do another season. It was just one, but Netflix like it was a huge hit, and they're going to be able to sell a shit ton of merch about it. I mean, look at all the costumes that happened right around Halloween when it was released, and look at all the fucking memes and it spawned and all that, which is another form of revenue in a way, is internet relevancy. Much like what again I always reference it because he was right when he said it. Now, like was when he said the streams are a revenue, but it's not actual revenue. Sure, you might be listened to this many times, but I know how many times I was listened to because I have the money in my hand right after selling the CD. And that's the thing with Netflix. It's like we can say this movie was, in terms of Red Notice, was watched by all these fucking people, but you don't have the fucking money in your hands like how a box office does when Universal Fast 8 Fate of the Furious breaks the box office record for opening weekend and all that for the Fast and Furious franchise. It's like Universal knows like that money's fucking coming in, like, and it's coming in from fucking everywhere. It's like Netflix is just like the views that counts, and that's how someone like Drake is able to be the highest streamed artist. Whereas like he still probably wouldn't be able to him outselling someone like Nelly in 2002, he probably wouldn't be able to if you looked at his metrics now versus back then. That's why the whole cable ratings in wrestling now versus 10 years ago versus 20 years ago, it's such a stark difference where it was like they had 6 million people watching then, they had 3 million people watching 10 years ago, now they have 1 million people watching now, but it's like it's because they could watch it on any service, fucking anywhere, pretty much. And they can watch it the day after. They can watch it a week after. It wouldn't matter on playback because they don't count those views. The whole process is not just a monopoly. It's an entirely different game.
No, absolutely. It just take one part of your revenue, put it to the other. Because once again, going back to the Squid Games, the Stranger Things, it's the merch sales too. I think people fail to realize, like, because it's its own distribution company, here's the merch as well. So we get that money. We get the merch money because it's our intellectual property, like a Stranger Things and Squid Games. If you don't make that merch money, then it's like, all right, I gotta wait till we get another. It's like, oh shit, we got another one. Cool. Use the money for that. Put it into another.
Well, like Dan Harmon, I think he created Rick and Morty. He said like, I don't get paid as much for creating the show. I get paid from the fucking Hot Topic check. And that's the whole thing about like the music industry thing, or like, wrestlers and this and that. That's a whole system. That's how contracts work in a way. And
you never gonna get the right amount of money from your contract as you would.
Well,
like Roman Reigns getting his money, let's say he getting $5 million a year. My merch money is way better than that. John C. the GOAT.
Well, no, I mean it's an easier method of getting the money. Like where like to get that 5 million, he has to be on the road 300 days out of the year. But again, that's how he's able to drive those T-shirt sales.
Exactly. But I mean, he didn't mind that being the GOAT. But that's what I'm saying. But still,
no.
But like with Drake, so yeah, he's getting.
You got Torque outside.
There's a lot of shit going on, bro. But the powers to be can't let shit happen. This is why we putting up 30 another motherfucking time. Make sure y'all sign. Hey, Banks versus David, first time.
You say sign up, or you gonna say sign up for the Patreon?
Hey man, this Patreon worthy, but I don't give.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I don't want anyone to pay for this.
No, what I'm telling you, y'all paying for a class. Y'all paying for two motherfuckers that's really good at this. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah, we giving this shit away because we're really fucking good at it. But Banks versus Davis on Spotify, Apple. Banks versus Davis on goddamn YouTube at the BVD Pod. We ain't even in the podcast yet. I'm just letting you motherfuckers.
No, I have something. I have something to say before we finish. But
no. I'm just telling. I'm just cutting the promo right now because despite, and I feel like I've been having to cut a couple promos the past couple of days. Despite, motherfucker, we still here and we doing well. Carry on, Davis.
You said something, I forgot what my train of thought was now because the motorcycle threw me off.
Oh, the Drake and the stream shit.
No, it was something after that. Damn it. No, it was
Spinelli.
Shit. No. If I can remember it, I'll try it. I can't. Damn it.
That's how I know you're getting old. That happened the other day.
I feel like my brain. Yeah, no, because I think I was like did I call Taryn Terrell Tammy or Tiffany? Because I know her name was Tiffany, and I was reading. I'm like, did I read the wrong? My brain just feels like it's like I said it then. Like where I'm like the Pixies. Where's my mind? Just like,
Hey, bro.
it's not like I got a hit to the head. It's just somehow I got. You said I'm getting old. Is what it is.
No, just we do this often, and then besides that, work. You know, we don't sit on Twitter all day and just yeah. Look what they doing. Look what
I sit on Twitter just to look, and I just look like, just shut the fuck up.
Hey, right here, fist bump, like, bro.
But I gotta say this because this was just posted on Instagram an hour ago.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to guess who posted this.
I can't. Special. What is it about? And I can tell you.
Well, let me read it. Let me read the entire post, and you'll figure it out. It'll be easy to figure out. This one's special. Means a lot to me. Years in the making. In the mid-1980s, Nick Khan, his sister, I never knew how to pronounce her name, Nanachka Khan, and myself used to run around as kids in Honolulu, Hawaii, every month when my grandmother would promote her pro wrestling shows at our
get arena. The fuck! Hang on, make a biopic about his grandmother.
Hang on. As kids, we loved the pro wrestling business, and as adults, our love and respect for the wrestling business have become boundless. Now, years later, Nick Khan is WWE president. Nanachka is one of the best TV showrunners in Hollywood and the creator of Young Rock, our award-winning TV series on NBC, based on my wild upbringing in the world of pro wrestling. And I've gone to do a thing or two and became famous for rocking a fanny pack. Life is unpredictable, amazing. Here we all are. Our at Terramana toast and amazing conversations were flowing. Parentheses, one person missing. 3 emojis of tequila glasses. Hashtag squared circle mana. Hashtag Arbiz. Hashtag WWE. Hashtag VKM. Tequila glass emoji. Arm flexing emoji. So this man is going to buy the WWE in 3 years. I'm saying that right now. He will be the owner of WWE in 3 years. And that man I'm talking about is one Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Bro, we could tell just because the first 2 lines, I was like, bro, I could tell where this is going. He be cutting promos on his captions. Like, all right, bro.
And apparently he has a Christmas special of the Young Rock coming up. Cal just posted this. And if you look at the image, it's The Rock, Dwayne Johnson as Tiny Tim, but his crutch is a gun.
Get out of here.
People, I know people are just like, stop hating on The Rock. I know I said what I said, and I meant it on Black Announce Table a few weeks ago when they asked, who would you run up on like that man did to Seth Rollins? My guy, Cody Dre, said Chris Paul, and I love him and respect him for saying that. And I said Dwayne Johnson. And then Cal's like, you will fucking die. Yeah. You know what? I would die for a good cause because someone has to stop this man.
Hey, Seth Rollins' skinny ass. He be doing them little calisthenics and burp, whatever weird ass pro fucking up and down
CrossFit
workout. Yeah, that's stupid shit. Get the fuck out of here with all that. Lift some goddamn weights, stick man. That's why you got ran over by goddamn Eve.
What did her player say? You were scared. You were scared of a fan.
The Rock lift weights.
If I saw a fan, I don't know if I saw that fat boy. Because don't forget, he was like,
remember what I said to Teddy Long?
No.
Say it to him. Nigga, do you like running up on people?
He said, I can kiss any woman in this crowd, even the fat ones, and make them cry. And make them cry. Space Mountain. Right here, honey. Oldest ride, longest line.
AJ Lethal.
Sweating like a goddamn coke fiend.
Jay Lethal.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, this man, this was an hour ago. I had no idea the Nachka Khan was Nick Khan's sister. That's fucking crazy. Because she was a showrunner for Fresh Off the Boat. She made that Netflix movie, Always Be My Maybe, with Randall Park and Constance Wu.
Is she
obviously
Asian? Well, she is, but
of Middle Eastern descent. At least Asian descent, yes.
yeah, that's what I'm about to say. But I'm about to say, like, I shouldn't have said
But
something.
of course, Nick Khan has to know The Rock, and of course, they all had to fucking grew up together because this guy, this fucking
He
asshole,
grew up with everybody. God
exactly. This guy,
he grew up with Malcolm X.
he's like a politician where he's like, "This is like my hometown." He's literally McFoley with the cheap pops. Like this man has to know everyone. He has like. Did you say he had a run? Did you say he met Michael Irvin in an episode of The Young Rock or something like that? Or
I know he played on the same team as Warren Sapp.
Warren Sapp, again, because he has to brag about Warren Sapp taking his starting job once he got injured. Which like that wasn't gonna fucking happen anyway.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. It's Warren Sapp. What the fuck?
You listen.
Hey, dog.
It's just that this guy. It's like I said. It's the phoniness of it all. It's literally this man's a politician. That's why it drives me nuts. Because.
So he gonna keep giving us cargo pants movies so he could buy WWE. You know,
if that was his whole plan, then I respect it, especially as a fuck you to Vince McMahon. But
you know, the first thing he gonna do if he buys WWE,
I hope he would buy it just to like fuck over Triple H, like how he did the entire time again. Because Triple H was never the star; he was in and outside of the ring. Even though Triple H was dying to be a star like The Rock.
When he said it fully loaded '98, they held you back because you absolutely suck.
And then, well, isn't he the shut up bitch? Isn't Triple H in the ring when he says that? Yeah.
Yeah. And look at all these years later, it came back.
But no, it's literally like Triple H wanted The Rock's position that fucking bad, and everyone's like, "But you're an ass." Part of my French, sir. But you're an asshole. Do you know what that's from?
I think so.
Yeah, Ferris Bueller when he's on the phone call with the principal, like, "Mind your P's and Q's, Buster."
Bro, the first thing he gonna do if he owns WWE is put
he's gonna take Triple H's wife too. He's like, I like that. The women. That milk tastes good.
Well, the way she was looking at Gable Steveson, I think she wanted to be taken.
She looked at everyone that way. Don't forget, I hope it's true. It was a rumor. I hope it's true. I think I said before that when she saw Ultimo Dragon unmasked, she was like hearts in her eyes, like young Acai was like CLB to fucking Stephanie McMahon.
Track one. Well, apparently Randy Savage was hard eyes to her too.
Oh, Stephanie. Ooh, you see my Elizabeth? Ooh, you remind me of Elizabeth.
She was doing oxys too.
Let me give you some drugs. Why don't you come on over here? I got some coke. Got some Percocets.
Yeah, brother. I smashed it down just for you, Stephanie. You can go ahead and
I chop it up, then with my nose.
I got some steroids if you want to as well.
Vince McMahon burst in there. What the fuck's going on? Goddamn.
He kind of running like cubics.
No. They got to stop putting Vince McMahon like how they did Shawn Michaels with Way Too Sexy. They got to put Vince McMahon walking with Benny Hill music.
Well, he was chasing women.
Or music makes you lose control. Like how you were doing the Mick Jagger, but it was everybody clap your hands.
So hot for her.
But yeah, I wanted to share that before we wrap up. I mean, real quick, what was your Matt Damon take? I think it's too problematic to say, but go ahead and say it.
What take I had about Matt?
You said something about Matt Damon, and I said something. You were like,
"Oh, I thought you said math." I was about to say,
"Oh no, never."
I already got enough heat. No, he tricked y'all. He another one that tricked y'all. That resume.
I've been on that bandwagon.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because other than the Born Supremacy movies, I don't watch that shit. I don't give a fuck
even-
about no Good
even
Will
those are
Hunting.
bad. Even the no, Good Will Hunting's good.
No, I don't give a fuck about
You
that
like
shit.
apples? I guess. I got a number. How do you like them apples?
That's why I hate that shit. I only like that line when it was in fucking Jay and Bob's side.
Jader, applesauce,
Straight back.
bitch.
Yeah, that's the only way I like. I don't know about that one.
Good Will Hunting 2. Hunting season is what they call it. Oh, yeah, he's like, oh, geez, Will. Looks like we're in trouble.
That's the only time I've liked it.
Ben Affleck with like the weirdly dyed hair. Even though he was in the movie prior, looking like normal Ben Affleck.
Like he's doing now.
Hey, no, you were saying you were trying to slander two of my goats in terms of Ben Affleck and Kyle O'Reilly by saying that Ben Affleck was looking like Kyle O'Reilly. Looked nothing like him.
Dog, he did. He was sitting there.
No, he didn't.
Before the J-Lo, I remember it was hey ho, hey. When he was sitting there next to her, fucking hair red,
Hey
ear
ho.
red. Where the J-Lo was hey ho. Shouts out to JB Fights for that. I might need security. It's 20 years old and it's still a classic. Like, hey ho.
Wait a minute. Hang on.
All right. Okay. What else here with Terramanda?
No. The legend Cal just tweeted something. However, insiders say the HBO Max still gives Villeneuve assurances that diminished box office revenues won't prohibit him from having the chance to make his follow-up feature. Other films that had a hybrid release still have talks of sequels, with Warner Brothers looking to develop other installments in its Mortal Kombat universe. So apparently they are allowing Warner Brothers is trying to reassure Denis Villeneuve that there is going to be a Dune 2, even though they already announced it. But it just shows that the model this year, they are still behind movies that they had planned sequels for already. Because Kyle was tweeting he's surprised he hasn't heard of Mortal Kombat 2 yet in regards to them introducing or teasing Johnny Cage at the end. Oh, that was the other thing. The Halo teaser trailer dropped. What'd you think of that? And are you looking forward to it? The show.
I remember they talked about a movie years ago.
They
so
talked
now,
with Ben Affleck. Funny enough, fucking 2002. I remember my dad telling me and my brother about it. He's like, there's gonna be a Halo movie, and I'm like, okay.
That's how the creator voice.
I think
okay.
No, don't you ever say that to me. Don't you?
No,
ever.
you sound like him with that sound bite. Okay. The one that Cody be using. That's where that's from.
I didn't care about Halo. My brother did, so that's why my dad was telling me. My brother.
The new game is fire. But yeah, no, they've been talking about that for years. So the fact that we finally got a TV show instead of a movie because the TV shows are like the new movies, that's fine with me.
But you know what's funny? It just looks like a video game.
Exactly.
So
everything is in good
so
timing.
Stupid. Viacom is sinking again so much money into cutscenes.
Bro, but that's good. Like, technology has advanced so much. Like, let's say we would have had a Halo movie years ago, it wouldn't look like this because like you said,
with the right director.
Nah, even then, bro.
Because I think they had Neil Blomkamp announced for a period, and he did District 9, and he shocked everyone with what he was able to do. I still never seen District 9, believe it or not.
It's pretty good.
But then he did Elysium, which is like kind of like, again, look what he's doing. But he had a bigger budget for that. But I think in the right hands of someone like that who's able to blend live action with CGI, he could have done it. He's supposed to make that Alien movie till Sir Ridley Scott was like, "Fuck off." No, he would say, "Piss off."
I do it myself.
But yeah, like you said, they're like that TV. Well, TV the last decade has been the new movies. They're willing to sink so much more for more hours because that's more revenue, more life. Like we were saying, longer shelf life.
Yeah, exactly. So this works out better just because, you know what I mean? It's more, what's the best way to say it? Yeah, I think that's basically it. That's my take on it. It's just like, yo, you get, because it can grow. Like, you don't need to make a sequel for a movie because the Halo universe is so huge. You can do this TV show. Then you can make something about Halo Reach, Halo ODST, which was like a side story in Halo.
So do you think like this has a real future if it's not a bomb in terms of critics and them realizing like we're sinking so much money that this is going to be a fucking nuisance on us?
Well, isn't it from Microsoft Studios? Because they bought a studio just to make this.
No idea.
I know
But
Paramount got something to do with it, obviously, because it's on
It's
Paramount.
Paramount Plus, which then they're hoping this will be its Game of Thrones because every fucking streaming service hopes to have a Game of Thrones, which is something that will capture the zeitgeist of the collective audience while also being a genre storytelling. Like that's why it's so dumb that Amazon paid that much for Lord of the Rings, not just because it's terrible, but the Swords and Dragons seems like that time might be up, and it might be sci-fi's time in terms of the TV. Swords and Dragons will probably come back. Everything has a life cycle, but
and also too because the Expanse, people was like, that was like Lord of the Rings, not Lord of the Rings. I'm sorry, that was more so like
Game of Thrones in space.
Esque. Yeah,
that's really sci-fi though, from what I've heard. I've never watched it.
Love it.
Like it's real deep sci-fi.
Yeah, I love it. I love Expanse. So it's more so my speed because I've never been a Game of Thrones type of guy, like swords and shit.
And that was what a sci-fi show that Amazon rescued, right?
Yeah.
Or was it on? Yeah,
it was on Sci-Fi Channel. As well as that show with Edge on it. I forgot the name, but it's big in Canada. They shoot it in Canada, but it's big. But I think Sci-Fi Network is based from Canada, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but I mean, like I think it had 2 years on Sci-Fi, then Amazon 2 or 3 years on 3 seasons on Sci-Fi. Then Amazon bought it because it was too much of a production for Sci-Fi to continue because again, it's so vast in its space and exploration.
And the Sci-Fi Network doesn't make money. I don't know who owns them or how they.
Well, it's like, no, it's still the smallest brand of Universal, I believe. That's why That's why they promote Chucky being on Sci-Fi, but also being on USA. Again, it's literally like WWE buying Evolve or Progress or something like that.
I'm about to say if it's on its own legs, I'm like, yo, the Sci-Fi Network is the new Impact, bro.
No. But so, which show do you think will be better, the Halo show or the Lakers show?
The Halo show.
Oh.
What type of question? Like I just thought about it for a minute.
You're really, if you're right about the Lakers show being bad, I'll be like, you're the first one.
Hey
to
man,
say it.
I saw.
Hey mate, why'd you come on Terrence Howard? Hey mate,
check this out. You know how
is that who they should have got to play Pat Riley? Oh man,
ain't no fucking way, boy. You could have got Paul Heyman. Get Paul Heyman instead.
Don't you do that? I mean, as much as I love Paul Heyman, don't do that to Pat Riley. Come on.
Bro,
Pat Riley, wasn't he walking Gucci on the sidelines? Come on.
I think so.
My suit costs more than your house.
Excuse me, that's what they was saying. Like they was like, yo, he was on some Ric Flair shit, as far as like this swag and all.
Look the part, act the part, motherfucker.
Yeah, but I don't think he was on. Well, he probably was on Cook like Rick.
Probably,
anyhow,
I'd say more or less.
he played for the Lakers. He played
more.
for the Knicks. He played for the Heat. I mean, he coached for the Heat, Lakers, Knicks.
Coach the Knicks, yeah.
Good,
so we played for the Lakers, so yeah.
Yeah, when he was younger.
Mm-hmm. With that floppy hair before he slicked it back.
Just like you gonna start dressing like Pat Riley in the future.
I should. I think at age 30, I'll dress in billionaire fashion or just sweats and because I do a mixture of everything now. But I'll either be like
dude, you had a big ass 49ers jacket on.
Like, that's what I'm saying. I do a little. No, I'm saying I do a little bit of everything with my style now. I'll be like at 30, I'll probably do the billionaire fashion, where it's just like basic colored tees and hoodies with no logos and jeans and shoes, or Nike sweats and hoodies and zips. So I'm like I'm a fucking soccer coach.
Hey, that's how I am most of the time.
Yeah.
You see me, goddamn New Balance is on. I'm about to buy some DC shoes as well.
Oh, okay, Kel Dansby.
About to give me some DC shoes. I was like, I haven't had some in years.
I have my slip-ons. Those are the only DCs I have.
Yeah, I'm about to buy me some DC shoes.
Yeah, I think we pretty much covered everything, right? Let me double check.
Let's see. Kanye love.
Yeah,
that was her.
Pretty much. I mean, that Kanye doc is supposed to be premiering at I think it's a film festival this weekend, and that won't be coming out till next year. So that'll be a big watch for us in the coming years. Something to look forward to. Gene, yes, is what it's called.
What is J?
Yeah, J-E-E-N and then Y-U-H-S.
Because he's a genius. Yo,
Oh, because he's selling them $400 jeans. Did you end up watching the concert? Because I didn't. Apparently, Drake.
And that's
only
why
played
he's
3
Kanye
songs
West
and
and it's
dipped.
everybody else. Yeah, that's what you know what it was too. And I gotta well, now I can get my little take on it. It was basically like, how much they giving me for this?
Yeah,
Drake.
it was Jay
And then
Prince saying like, you show up. Well, one Jay Prince like, it's over, it's done. What you're gonna do? Never talk shit about each other ever again.
That's all it was.
We're gonna do a concert. You can do whatever you want. And then Drake's like, I only want to do 3 songs. He's like, that's fine. And Kanye was like, I want to perform all fucking night. And he's like, that's fine.
Because it's Kanye. He want to show you why he's Kanye. That's all it really was. Everybody said the same thing as me. Like, how does this benefit Larry Hoover? Like, where is the money going?
I still know who Larry Hoover is. I never bothered to look it up once it was announced. And I guess I don't know what it. Yeah.
Hey,
I don't know.
You go ahead and look that up. I won't say that on our platform, but legend, big folks, the original folks. Just understand there's white kids walking around with free Larry Hoover, and their parents are probably losing their fucking mind, especially if they're in Chicago or Wisconsin. Their parents are fucking saying words I can't say about him. But these white kids don't have any idea.
Oh yeah, of course not.
Like when they were saying they'll let the GDs in the door, I was like, it's all going to plan.
See, we kill the
Batman.
I'm
I'll show you a magic trick.
What happens if I show up just when they dress like the Joker and just plotted entirely like Heath Ledger's Joker? Like, see, we're talking about the Halo show.
But like, stop licking your tongue at me. You sick freak. That's all I'm gonna say.
My father was a drinker.
Brittany Renner is just like the Joker, though.
Oh my god, this woman.
Good, great woman. Hashtag great woman.
No,
amazing brother.
No,
hey,
no.
DJ Khaled, I need it.
If you have to show up for Dion as the example for Dion, like this is a hoe. Stay away from them hoes.
I know. I would have been right there. I would have been the Raptors like Sting if I was a college student.
I know. You would have been like the guy in the top row just like stumbling down and be like
I would have fell over. Wait, I got a question. Oh shit. The big Looney Tune.
See, there is a white guy in like the front row, and he would have been like, I ain't falling for her spell. Where Meg the Stallion at? Because I seen her, and
hey man,
she's too damn fine.
Clapping.
She just posted that she graduated, and the whole time just like, this woman is beautiful. Like, just
wait,
God,
that's you saying that?
Megan Thee Stallion?
Yeah, because you said white guy, and I'm like, okay, you talking about
yourself? No. Yeah, I would think like because after seeing that
she
video,
fine as hell. I was just trying.
Yeah, no, after seeing that video of Brittany Renner and Megan Thee Stallion, I'm just like,
hey, everybody was talking about like the difference in the car. I understand that. That's a Prius and one.
Yeah, it's Brock.
like
Look at it's me and Brock Lesnar.
Hey man, why not both? Sometimes I like Honda Civics.
But again, Brittany Renner is just.
I need it. Both of them.
Remember when Sting was like, "There's a cancer in this company, and that cancer is Jeff Jarrett." That's Brittany Renner.
Did you just call Brittany Renner Jeff Jarrett?
Yes.
Oh, in the fuck. All right, that's out.
Banks versus Davis. It's called that for a reason.
Because you're an idiot.
No.
In a respectful way.
No.
So I want to use that because I don't want to disrespect you like that.
What makes you think Brittany Renner has the skills? That's not a charade.
What do you mean by that?
You know what I mean. I feel like it's all.
I feel like she has no skills, but
exactly,
I feel like
that's what I'm saying.
Hey, I still got a arm bar.
It's a car. It's just a kit. There's nothing. There's no engine. Hey. There ain't nothing in it. You gotta push that shit like Fred Flintstone.
But when you hit the gas, it gets you to A to B, brother.
You ain't hitting the nos on that, or she ain't hitting the nos on you. Is what I'm saying. Yeah.
It don't matter. That's all right. You know what I've done in the Honda Civic? That motherfucker take a.
That's not even a Honda Civic. No.
Hey, it could be a '69 Cadillac. We gonna get there.
No, that shit's a fucking. Like I said, that shit's a fucking Flintstone car. Like
it don't matter if she the DeLorean from Back to the Future 3. We gonna figure out how to get back.
No, that's Nancy Reagan. Like that's. If I could turn back time.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! Hey, 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 hey! No!
Y'all gotta stop with Nancy Reagan. I ain't never seen her.
The Hollywood execs were like,
What's going? Wait, what? Y'all gotta, because Josh being a nasty freak bull as well.
it happened out of nowhere. I just see it. I'm like, what's going on? And then I just like type in Nancy Reagan.
Y'all thought she came back from the dead?
No, I'm just like, what's she? I know she was like an evil person and like created crack.
Yeah, she created Dare.
Yeah.
Well, her husband created crack, but then the Dare program.
Either way, but I'm just like, what happened? And she's like, according to everyone back in the day on the MGM lot, she gave the best blowjob ever to like everyone.
Who the fuck looks that up? Hold on, let me see.
No, apparently it was in someone's book.
Who are these niggas?
In a book about, I mean, and yeah, and I'm just like,
Nancy Reagan. And how do yo? That's how I know. Hey man, listen, please end the pandemic, God, because people just looking for shit to talk about now. Like who just sits up there?
I gave Josh and a episode idea for Reagan Boys, which is Great Women in History, or History is a great hashtag.
Yeah, he said
women.
that. Yeah. Shouts out to Reggae Boys. We're supposed to be recording tomorrow. Yeah, he said that. So you got to come onto the episode for that.
No, like I told him, I'm just an ideas man. I can just pitch ideas. I'm like the mastermind, but I like not doing the work sometimes.
Yo, they called this woman look like a demon. They called her Great Woman. She scares me, bro. And I'm talking about the younger version.
Skill set. But anyway,
how Nancy Reagan let an astrologer control the what the get me out of here. All right, bro.
You can paint a pretty picture, but you can't predict the weather. With Reagan.
You know how in the music video it was raining?
Here is according to Kitty Kelly's biography, Nancy Reagan was renowned in Hollywood for performing oral sex. Just Say Yes, Nancy, in the days when she was Nancy Davis. Oh, come on.
Just Say Yes.
Was known to give the best blowjob in town, not only in the evening, but in offices. That was one of the reasons that she was very popular on the MGM lot. It must have made her very popular with Ronnie as well. So they would have been like, get Nancy in the office. And she's like, yes, sir. He's like, you know what time it is? She's like, oh, yes, sir, of course.
Hey, lunchtime. You want tuna, pastrami, turkey, or a blowjob from Nancy?
No.
You know, was John Wayne still alive at that point?
Happy Thanksgiving, Bill.
Nancy, I got something for you. It's another Magnum. Goodbye, everybody.
I ain't just shooting with my 6-shooter. I'm shooting with my nature gun. Whoa. But yeah, just the fact that Just Say Yes. God damn. Terrible.
Hey, Brittany Renner.
I don't think Brittany Renner's around about that life. I mean, she wrote a book about it, but I still don't believe it. I don't saying she swallowed a man's,
Hey, bro, no.
That's how you feel, freaky ass nigga, going over there.
Swallowed his kids for breakfast is what she said. Come on, I don't believe any. I don't believe any of that.
Okay,
not a goddamn thing.